Welcome to the Big Week in Gaming podcast. And what do you know? It's been a big week in gaming. I'm Intergot for episode 88 for Sunday, the 17th of July, 2022. In this week's show, we'll be discussing Nintendo announcing a surprise new Kirby game, Bayonetta 3 getting a release date and a new family-friendly mode, Skate 4 upsets loyal fans with a bold new game direction, and we celebrate 2 years of the show with a fun special feature.
Shut up! Bigwig's on the radio! Shut up! It's Gaming Focused Audio!
As always, I'm joined by Mike.
Hey!
And Swinny.
Hello!
I think you doing that disturbed the video feed. It was like overloading the compression. Yeah, for audio listeners, Mike had a little cat holding up on the screen.
Yeah, it's a 3D model of my cat.
Oh, it's a 3D model and you painted it.
Yeah, I did it on the 3D printer and then I painted it.
That's pretty cool, actually. You should have a YouTube channel covering those kind of things.
Yeah, this channel so we can get more hits.
No. As always, if you want to check out our links, go to the description or go to bigwigpod.com. Swinny, do we have some community news, community feedback?
Yeah, just we covered the NFT games console Polium 1 last week, and
You guys were very thrilled to cover that?
Yeah, understandably, we were very skeptical, basically calling the console pretty much a scam and everything. Yeah. And I think there were some people who commented that, you know, they're a bit more open-minded to the concept, you know. So I think that it's... I don't know if that's the actual developers going on. Commenting, or if it, I don't think so.
Don't need it.
It's been rare to see anybody actually talk positively. So they found our clip and they made that known. So and that's fair enough. You know, people have different opinions on everything. So
I'll say one, because I did want to actually reply. Maybe if I'm not so... Oh, I'm just flat out, really. That's the reason, but I haven't replied. But I think I'm fairly open-minded with new technology. I'm always like into the new stuff. Like I was super into Bitcoin before it was like not even like big in the tech world, right? So I'm...
Or else would you buy your drugs?
Exactly. So, you know, I'm not against that element. It's just, you know, there's always scams when new stuff comes out. Like that's just the nature of it, right? Get rich quick schemes, all this other kind of stuff. And you know what? Like, as long as people aren't like burning through their life savings, as long as I think if they treat it like, hey, I'll probably never see this money again. Okay, you know, fair play, do what you want, right? I'm not telling you what to do. I don't give a shit if you lose your money. So,
I don't think I actually called it a scam. I don't think it's necessarily a scam.
I went the hardest out of everyone.
I think you went the hardest. I don't think it's a scam per se. I think it's either a joke or more likely an actual thing. And I think it's not so much that it's a scam or anything. Of course, be careful with any of this stuff. Be careful with any Kickstarter. You never know if you're going to get that product.
Well, I wish it was a Kickstarter. It's not even a Kickstarter. You can't have a Kickstarter.
It's a concept. It's a concept they put out there. But it's not so much that I think it's a scam or anything. Does the world really need that? That's the thing. Are we really that enthused about NFTs and needing a console specifically for something like this? I just want to enjoy my games. I don't want to think about crypto, money, trading, any of that.
But the wallet button.
I was going to say we also had some feedback about another clip that we put up, which was Skull and Bones. And I feel, compared to the rest of the internet, that, you know, I'm a lot more positive about that game than the vast majority of people out there talking about it. But even then, and I think this was a fair comment that somebody, you know, said that, look, that we didn't even like look at or talk about how it compared to the previous stuff that they'd shown. And they were basically saying, you know, like that, you know, they're obviously disappointed in that they're kind of, you know, going in a different direction than maybe some earlier versions. So I think for me, it was just more about, okay, well, what is it now? What is Skull and Bone? What are we going to get in November? But that's a fair point, you know, not actually talking about, is it different from what they've previously shown, you know? So
I think it's a fair point. I think on the sort of flip side of it, though, you know, with those vertical slices, they can be very highly manufactured and not even be anywhere near what the real game is. So I'm always going to judge people by what they put on the table, not what they did 5 years ago, 2 years ago, 1 year ago, or anything. And then being harsh on the game, it's like the game is literally coming out, like 1 day before? Is it 1 day or 2 days? 1 day, I think, before God of War Ragnarok
Yeah.
at full price.
Risky time.
Like the game is like, I think I listened to a lot of gaming podcasts. They were like really brutal compared to us. Like I was like, that game's gonna sink, but they were like, just like laughing at it. So, but anyway. And what was
Look,
the
I actually just
Yeah, go on.
one quick thing. I'm actually glad that we're not in a position of power, if you could put it that way. Like I can't imagine what it's like to work for a huge company, and there's a new game coming out, especially if it's an indie game or even big titles, and it's on you to give a really fair, objective review of that thing. And if you are an asshole about that particular thing, you can lose that company millions of sales potentially. You could put people out of jobs, that kind of stuff. We're not in that position, thank God. Like,
Yeah.
this is our honest opinion. We don't have to filter anything. And I kind of feel for people now that I'm doing this thing that are in a position where their honesty is important, but it can be quite difficult to be 100% honest about some of that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think like it's actually a very interesting point, Mike. But I think as long as you're not being flippant, you're always in a good spot, right? If it's your honest opinion about something, I think those other consequences are for other people to work through. If you were giving an honest reflection about something.
I think the most important part is to give an informed take, regardless of what the take
Yeah,
is.
absolutely.
Yeah, I mean that's an
I do
extension
not
of what I
have,
was
but
saying
you
about
do.
flippant. Yeah.
You do a lot
Yeah.
of research, is all I can say. So
Yeah.
Yep.
And what was the Discord comment? You said before we went live on the show.
Oh, yeah, look, just, had some people asking, and some people have asked in the past as well
Yeah.
whether or not we would actually set up a Discord. And
Well,
there's
then,
always
no,
been
they went further. They're like, why don't you set up a Patreon?
Well, yeah, like with the Discord thing, it's always been the idea to do it. I think we were just waiting to really get a bigger sense of community, just to really take that step. Not that there's a lot involved to set that up. I think that's just the reason why we hadn't done it yet, is just to make sure that when we do it, it will work out and won't just become a wasteland. But yeah, I don't know how you guys think. So.
I'd like to set it up.
Is.
I'd like to set up Discord just so that I can find some people to play It Takes Two with. These
Yeah,
fucking
you can
pricks.
finish it like we did. Finally,
I actually got so upset about it this week. I didn't tell you guys.
Why?
I'm like, you motherfuckers, we're on a fucking gaming podcast. I listen to all these other gaming podcasts and they're all like play games together, like do all this stuff. New game comes out, yeah, let's play the co-op mode, all this other shit, right?
But how many of those gaming podcasts have spent 2 hours on a Chemco tier list, huh? We've
I'm
got
like,
our strengths.
These motherfuckers, and also like I did this calculation, like it's crazy you can do it. It's like pretty accurate. But we've said over the course of the 2 years, like, and maybe that's a good 2 year stat, we've said over 2 million words in the podcast.
What?
Yeah, cumulative across all the three of
Damn.
us.
Don't
Over-
dox me, but that's like when I was on
2 million
those
words.
forums and I wrote 15 books worth of crap.
Yeah, no, exactly. I was like 2 million words. So the biggest mark on the universe I've made is putting like a podcast with 2 million words. That's kind of crazy. And then I'm
what
like,
beautiful words they were.
and then I get to, and these motherfuckers won't play It Takes Two with me. I'm like, these bastards.
See, like I said, beautiful words.
Yeah.
These motherfuckers won't play Take Two with me.
So I'm keen to start the Discord. We could start the Discord. We've already got one privately, but we'd have to clean it up a bit. I actually went through it the other day. It's got all this crazy shit in it. I forgot that we did, like with Smash Brothers. We had leaderboards, and I created a betting market around live dynamic matches. It was insane. So I don't know. Maybe we'll chat offline, but I'm happy to set that up. But I think, yeah, we'll see how it grows. Don't want
Well,
it to
it's
be like
a
a thing to
2 year anniversary. Maybe it's time to mark the occasion.
Yeah, I
with
think
the
it's fair
Discord.
enough, right? That's fair enough. I'm not that interested in Patreon just because it's like, we don't need, like, I mean, sounds really bad what I'm about to say, but
Sure.
we're not like, but you know what I mean? It's not like
It's
other,
self-funded.
it's not our, business, right?
Primary
I
business,
I
yeah.
almost think it's better to not do it because then it's like, we don't need to be beholden to anyone. Do you know
What
what
are
I
you
mean?
guys talking about? I do this full time.
You do the run sheet.
You game
full-time.
pretty much full time, so yeah, I guess.
And last thing, it's like before we jump into what we've been playing, this crazy thing happened in our neighborhood. Right, this is getting way off gaming, but it's actually with one of the neighbors who does game. Right, so that's the tenuous link I've got. They get like HelloFresh, like get a big order of HelloFresh every week, feeds their family of 5, and HelloFresh delivered its wrong house, and it's a cul-de-sac that we live in. It's very tight knit, like We literally spend most
Everyone
weekends
knows
with the
everyone.
neighbors. It's crazy. It's like Brady Bunch shit, right?
God, I'd hate
But we
that.
don't like this neighbor. I'm not going to say the numbers or anything, but this neighbor in particular, no one likes them. The HelloFresh got delivered to them erroneously, right? It's the next door neighbor, right?
To the neighbor nobody likes, right?
So
Okay.
the good neighbor that we like, the gaming neighbor, they normally get the
Yeah.
big HelloFresh order. It went to the neighbor that we didn't like. And they knew it because the HelloFresh guys, they sent the image and you could see it's the wrong house. It was meant to be house number A and it went to B, right? These people took it and they knocked on the door straight away. They're like, hey, we can see that you've got our order, right? It went to this house. And they acknowledged they've got the HelloFresh, but they go, but that's the end of this conversation. This is where the conversation between me and you ends, that we've got this and that's the end of it. And they're like, what? Right? It's like, this is not
What?
your HelloFresh. I don't know if you order HelloFresh. We don't think you do because we see everything. It's such a small neighborhood. But you've got a HelloFresh. Like, I just want you to acknowledge, like, you should be giving it back, but you're not, right? And they go, no, the conversation's ended. Like, our part of this conversation is over. And I was like, what?
Who speaks like that?
Like a psychopath? A psychopath arsehole, right? And the whole neighborhood is like, dude, I don't want to say too much because if anything blows up, right, I don't want it
the
on
house.
tape. But, dude, I had to actually, like, at first I got really angry, right? And then, like, I was doing my lawns and the gaming neighbor was like, he just got, like, angry after a few beers. He starts banging on the door of the house. Like, get out here and all this shit. I'm like, all right, shit, I'm going to jump in on this situation because it's like, this could end very badly. I had to pull him away.
Today?
Yeah, today. I had to pull him
Wow.
away. And I'm like, dude, like, I'm as angry as you are. I get it. And I've been there. But you're going to end up in, like, the slammer tonight. And, you know, this arsehole's going to be fine, right? Because, you know, what are you going to say?
You just imagine the guy being like, hello, fresh. It's like domestic disputes over HelloFresh is just one of the most, like,
But it's not about
ridiculous
that. It's not about
concepts.
that.
I understand it's not
Yeah.
about that, but I mean,
But it does boil down to that.
like, I have no idea the value of this order. I'm assuming you might.
Oh, it's a
have-
lot. It's like
Over
150, 200 bucks.
$100. Yeah.
But the thing
Jesus,
is,
yeah.
because it's a subscription and the prices are so much, the subscription hasn't increased. So it's actually worth like $250 or something like that. Because they'll go buy all the groceries. So effectively the problem that we all have with it is they're kind of out of pocket by like $100 because of this arsehole next door.
I mean, I don't know.
Is the money the problem? The bloody principle is the
No,
problem.
but
How does
it's a
someone do
contributor,
that?
man. Like life expenses, like not everyone can just like.
Oh
loan
yeah,
money,
but
right?
$100 is $100, whatever. The
I don't know-
principle of
not
having
if you don't
someone
have
like that in the
$100.
neighborhood is completely whack.
Oh yeah,
I don't know
totally.
what the law is in regards to, let's say, general postage and being received by property, but surely that sounds like something that is illegal to retain someone else's delivered property.
Mate, well, it's a good point.
Probably is.
It's a good point. Maybe they should get the cops involved. I don't know.
I would get the cops.
But we
involved.
have like block parties and everything, like Christmas parties, Easter, block
that
parties.
person's not
Hello,
invited.
hello, fresh party.
This guy,
Oh,
like, and
yeah.
I said to the neighbors, and like, obviously, you know, this is not I'm not saying advocating violence or anything like that, right? I mean, specifically, I was trying to stop it, but I was like, look, they'll need our help one day, and they will get like nothing from any of us, right? Because that's just a neighborhood.
Give him a
Eventually,
carrot. Give him a carrot.
you know, like something
What
will
are they gonna need help
happen.
with?
Their house will get broken into. Some weird shit will happen.
No
you
one
know-
even gives a shit about what people's houses get broken into. I used to run off with my cricket bat every time I heard an alarm in the neighborhood. You think
Yeah.
anyone else is going to do that? Nope.
The house
And
is
you
on
probably
fire.
shouldn't
Everyone goes,
do that
well,
anyway,
as long
but-
as it doesn't burn down the rest of the houses. Anyway, I just wanted to share because I was just like astonished. This is like, you know, the I am the arsehole subreddit. This is just like one of those
Yes.
ones where people go, why are you posting this?
Am I the criminal? Is
Yeah.
probably more
Well,
appropriate. for this one.
there's also message exchange because we're all on like WhatsApp, the whole neighborhood, right? And all
Wow,
this
you
other
have a
stuff,
WhatsApp
right?
neighborhood. Wow.
Dude,
okay.
that like
This is
I
so
can't-
different to anywhere I live.
I
man.
can't describe this neighborhood as like when I say Brady Bunch, the neighborhood is like the Brady Bunch, man. The kids all like
Besides
play on the trampoline together,
guy.
ride bikes. When we do Halloween, there's approximately about 40 of us going around in a group, like 40 to 50. And I'm not like, it's like
the
40 to
zombies, I
50.
hope.
It's so many. It's not an exaggeration. So it's super bad.
Hello, fresh.
And now the whole neighborhood's against this guy, you know? He's just such a prick. So
See, by the way, this episode is subtly brought to you by HelloFresh.
HelloFresh,
We just don't
HelloFresh.
tell you that's brought to you by HelloFresh. We're just putting it in there.
That would have been that's the best live read ever.
Get a glitter bomb and get it delivered to his address.
yes.
That's what I would do.
You-
I'll teach
my
him.
God.
Open other people's packages.
Hello, glitter.
That's a good one. I see. That's a non-destructive, non-violent. That's quite funny, actually.
Destructive.
I like
It's annoying.
that. That's good.
With a bit of fart stink in it or something. I don't know. They exist online.
That's the glitter bomb, right? That's the concept of it. All right. Why don't we say we get this show back on the road, back to gaming. Mike, what have you been playing this week?
All right. I've been playing Hellpoint because Swinny was advertising it so goddamn much that he kept talking about it. And I love Souls games, and I had this one since it came out. If I recall correctly, it came out on the Epic Store for free way back when. Installed it, played a little bit. I think I got up to the first boss. Felt a little janky. Didn't mind it, but I was like, man, I got too much other shit to do. Don't really have time for this. Then I got it on Switch. Super disappointed on Switch. It's the one and only game I actually returned on the Switch. Just because it didn't run that well for a Switch game. And then Swinny kept advertising it, so I'm like, okay, I got to play it properly now. The new DLC's out. I got to give this a proper go. So I bought it again on Steam. So now I technically
why?
Because 3 copies of this game.
I
I'll
can
tell you
confirm.
why. I'll
1
tell
year
you
ago,
why.
it was free on Epic. Because I meticulously
Yeah,
track
that's
all the
where I
stuff.
got it from originally. So here's why.
You don't have a Steam Deck,
It's-
by the way.
I do not have a Steam Deck. However, I feel like this is a really underrated game. And I knew from Swinny, and I knew from sort of playing it briefly, that it's the kind of game that just deserves more love. And he's been saying this too, and just reading about the game online, it's the same sentiments from a lot of people that actually played the game. And I'm not trying to, be humble or anything, but I love to make sure that development companies like this get the credit they deserve. So I don't give a shit about buying it again. And it wasn't super expensive or anything to buy it again anyway. So I kind of wanted to get it again just to give them the money. And then the best bit, I also bought it on Xbox because why the hell not? They can get a bit of extra money after that. So I've got four or 5 copies of this game now.
Like you don't know how many copies you have of this game.
I've lost track, but I don't give a shit because, like I said, I think a company like this, it's a
Cradle Games.
Cradle Games. I don't think it's a big company. It's obviously. It took them over a year or something to get that DLC out. Which, by the way, I'll talk about it very briefly because I can't spoil anything. I've also been playing because I think in the last week. So I started playing this game halfway through the week, maybe just a bit before that. And based on what I sort of briefly talked with you, Swinny, I feel like I'm nearing the end of the main campaign.
Played a lot of this game.
I think I've probably seen all the areas and stuff, and I've explored as much as I possibly could. And the cool thing about this game is the verticality. It is amazing. There's so many jumping puzzles and all sorts of areas that aren't typical flat terrain. The only thing that I would say that's slightly disappointing, if I could put it that way, is the way the world is interconnected doesn't make as much logical sense in my head. And I think part of the reason that is because you teleport to a bunch of different areas. It's not completely connected. It's technically connected, and it says, you go from area A to area B, but there's a teleporter in there, or there's like a door that you go through that disconnects the experience.
It's way more than, let's say, like Dark Souls 2 and 3 in that. Like, it is closer to the original Dark Souls than those games. So.
Yeah, it is, but I mean, it is to some extent. But I mean, if you look at some of the original Dark Souls and those kind of games, it felt more interconnected, properly interconnected. You actually went through the different areas and you opened shortcuts.
In terms of like logical, does things look like they match up? Yeah, no, definitely not. But in terms of like lots of the areas loop back to earlier like areas and open up shortcuts and stuff like that.
Yeah.
If you looked at the world map layout, it'd be very non-linear. So
it's extremely non-linear. But what I'm saying is, it's really hard for me to create that mental model because of that disjointed. And it's really interesting from a game design perspective that you go to a path, and instead of you connecting back to the actual original area, it's a door, but it's not a real door. It's a teleporting door. So you know that the actual map doesn't technically join that way.
Yeah.
But that's fine. It's like a really small thing. It just makes it a little harder to remember certain areas and how to get to them. Anyway, to cut the long story short, played quite a bit through that. Started the DLC, really good, highly recommended. As we said, I don't know if we said it last week or it was just in a private conversation that it's not out on Xbox yet.
No, so it got delayed by 2 weeks, unfortunately, like at the midnight hour of the next gen patch. So
I wonder if it's because, well, obviously because of the next gen patch thing, but on Steam, it obviously came with the DLC, but there was a patch today that fixed a whole bunch of stuff that I was experiencing.
But I mean, it's out on
I wonder
PS5,
if
the
they're-
next gen update. So it sounds like it was a specific issue with the Series X update, whether or not it's certification or an actual bug or anything. So
Another place to buy it, Mike.
yeah, I know.
Where else? Yeah, I should get it on PlayStation as well. Why
Really
not?
support them.
They
Come
can
on.
have all my money. But anyway, fantastic.
Well, there's only
game.
about 30 of them at Cradle Build based on the credits.
Yeah,
so.
that's definitely not
Tiny
a lot.
thing.
And look, the game shows in some ways because it is the geometry and everything is fairly simple, but then the game mechanics are fantastic. The world building's fantastic. The gameplay's really cool once you get into it. And I have to admit, I can see how almost more so than Dark Souls, there's a bit of a barrier to get into it to some extent that I can see a lot of people dropping off. But once you get into it, I fucking love it. It's really, really good. One of my favorite Souls-like games that I've probably ever played, actually. So I'm keen to keep playing more because I'm well into a chunk of the DLC. I wish it was on Xbox already so we could review it because I have thoughts. I have many thoughts on it. So
Do you reckon I should play
highly
it?
recommend.
I've got
Oh
an
yeah,
Epic.
I highly recommend it. It's really, really cool. If you've got it on Epic, play it. Absolutely.
I recommend it, but I probably recommend more to play Dark Souls 3 and like the other
probably.
Souls games.
Yeah, probably.
Before.
Agree. Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, someone hasn't played it. Yeah.
So that's me. I put a fair bit of time into it though.
Very good.
Used it to procrastinate from other things as well. So, what about you, Got?
I've been smashing my fight stick. I've been playing.
That's
So
what you call it.
Ah.
Yeah.
Damn.
Wow, we're both lame.
Smashing
Hey,
my
baby.
fight stick and then Hello
for
Fresh
the
are going to be
fight
the front runners for the show title. Yeah, look, like, I don't know why. I get very crazy with this kind of stuff, but I was like trying to work out what's the best Street Fighter game that I want to like try to deep dive into. And I did land on Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo, predominantly the Japanese version. So, Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo is included in, Street Fighter 30th Anniversary Collection on most platforms. But that's the US version, which is a lot harder. And it's pretty unbalanced, like if you're playing the CPU in particular. But what I didn't realize was, and I kind of only had a fleeting understanding of Hyper Street Fighter 2. And so the anniversary collection, the anniversary edition, I should say. I don't know if you've ever heard of this, Mike, but what they did was, this was back in 0304, they actually released a version of Street Fighter 2 where they literally basically combined all of the games together. So the original Street Fighter 2, Champions Edition, Hyper, Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo into one. Oh, I'm actually missing something. Super Street Fighter 2. Right? So the 5 games, they merged them into one, essentially. On the character select screen, you can actually go, I want to play Street Fighter 2, Street Fighter 2 Turbo, Super Street Fighter 2, what am I missing, actually? Super Street Fighter, and then Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo. And they actually use the exact characters and the balancing from those games, Mike.
Ah, that's pretty cool.
In Hyper Street Fighter 2. It's freaking insane. But ultimately, I just still don't feel like... And they actually also rebalanced the game a little bit, which is, I know, a bit of a contradictory in terms, but it's a really freaking weird game, and it's kind of crazy. And I only picked up on it really because I was looking at CPS2, so that's the arcade, basically the technology that powers. It's like the Capcom Play System, I think it stands for. CPS2. It powered so many classic games, man, like Street Fighter 2 Alpha series, like a whole bunch of shit. X-Men versus Street Fighter, all this kind of crap. And this game was the last game that it powered, and it was in 2004, they released an arcade version of Hyper Street Fighter 2, which I think would be freaking awesome as a piece to own, like of arcade history. But it's so hard to get because they didn't make many copies of it. But it's a bit of an oddity. I don't think it's the best version, and it's not the one that's most played. Like on Fightcade, hardly anyone plays Hyper Street Fighter 2. Everyone plays the Japanese version of Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo. So
Are you gonna get because I feel like you're really getting deep into this arcade fighting thing. Are you gonna make your own arcade cabinet thing?
no, I'm trying to get a candy cab. So the Japanese candy cabs. So they're the ones you would have seen it. We actually have a few in Australia, surprisingly. They're not as common in America, but
So those white cabinets, aren't they?
they're yeah, exactly. The ones that you sit down like on a stool. So
Oh, I know the ones. Yeah. They're cool.
So there's like this is like a whole hour podcast, but just short summary. Like I want to get either the Taito Egret 2. The reason why I want that one in particular is you can actually spin the CRT monitor by yourself, like a single person can do it, and it's like not impossible to do it, kind of like relatively quickly, because I love playing shmups like Gallagher and other ones like that. And yeah, I'm really on the
Didn't
hunt for
understand
them.
any of that. Spin my CRT playing shmups.
Oh, so you know,
Explain it like I'm
you
five.
didn't
I
play in
have
the
no idea
arcade.
what that means.
You didn't play in the arcade as much as like me or Swinny, but essentially games were either portrait or landscape. Like the term is like tate, like the Japanese term, like when they're
okay.
vertical. So a
Yeah.
lot of the shooters, they actually flip the monitor 90 degrees, right?
Gotcha.
Being a psycho, I'm like, well,
So
I
it's
have
3
to
by
have,
4, not
I
4
have
by
to have, like, literally my thought pattern is I either need the Egret 2 so I can spin it myself, or I need to
Yeah.
get 2 candy cabs, one vertical and one horizontal. That's literally my thought pattern.
Think of the space. Get the one you can change.
Yeah, well, but dude, these are so hard to find. Like,
Just make sure you get it delivered to the correct address.
Hello, Egrets.
It's like, oh yeah, this is my Taito Egret 2 from
Nice.
1995. Like, number one, these things,
It's Egret fresh.
these things cost way too much money. Like, it's ridiculous, right? And they're so hard to get. I'm like contacting people, and they're contacting people in Japan trying to source it and stuff. It's like insane, right? So yeah, I really do want to get one of those. And then actually, I think what I'll do is end up getting a Mister, and then you can actually get a Mister to power them. So it's kind of like a real kind of like balance of both worlds. But to be fair, actually just having a fight stick and a PC is actually like 99% of the experience, really.
Who would have thought?
It just
Yeah,
looks
you
so
could-
sick having an arcade machine. But
It's different, yeah. Just the feel of it.
Yeah,
the
I-
nostalgia as well.
Honestly, like, to be real, it's kind of like it's becoming like a Rocket League for me, where I'm like really getting into playing it every night, because it's just like I actually have been too afraid to play the people online yet in Fightcade because they're just too good. Like, they're fucking really good. So, but it'll sharpen me up pretty quickly. I'll run through the next bit, which I was looking at the whole Marvel versus series, and I literally went through all of the games that realistically I could play. So that's like X-Men versus Street Fighter, Marvel superheroes versus Street Fighter, Marvel versus Capcom 1 and 2. And I like had a list of pros and cons, which one, because I don't want to like play them all. I want to get good at one.
Did you play the was it Marvel superheroes and was it X-Men Children of the Atom?
Yes, I
Like the
did.
Awesome.
I did play them as well, but I want to get the Street Fighter characters in and the tag
Yeah, that's
team as
fair.
well,
That's
right?
fair.
And I actually looked through the rosters, and you know what I ended up deciding it on? I was like, which roster gives me joy, right? It's like the
Marie.
Mary Kondo thing, right? And it's like, I know it's like a nostalgic, but honestly, X-Men versus Street Fighter, I eliminate Marvel Capcom 2 because I don't like the way it looks, like the 3D blended with the 2D. I just don't like the way it looks. So I just eliminated that, right? It's way better, that roster. That roster's incredible. But out of those ones remaining, X-Men, it's like X-Men versus Street Fighter. All the characters, I love them. Sabretooth, like even the ones that like I'm not super keen on, Juggernaut or something like that, I still like them all. Whereas the rest of them, there's characters in there I'm like, fuck, I don't even know who this is, or I'm just not into that character. So I'll try to get good at X-Men vs. Street Fighter and also Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo. In other sort of things I've been playing, I'll have to really speed this up because I'm going on forever. I played a lot of games this week. I had a crack at Assassin's Creed Origins. Game's not for me. It's like I don't want to shit on it. Straight away from the game, it was like not allowing me to fuck up a jump, and I'm like, man, this game has been like play tested within an inch. It's
It's
you gotta,
very... Yeah.
you got to think like the parkour systems in those games are designed in a way to kind of elade a maneuver quickly, and unfortunately there's elements of there where they do strip back the, I guess, the potential for you to screw stuff up.
Yeah.
But each game in the series has a, like, Syndicate was the worst. Like, making your character jump off a building in Syndicate was like really tough. You had to kind of like force your way, really controlled there.
So I had a crack. I think it's weird. I honestly feel like I get a sense of the game even playing it for like an hour or two. I was just mucking around with it all, and I'm like, I feel like I know this game. And it's also very interesting. I probably should play through, but I just don't have the time. But I can see how it's informed by and it's informed other games as well, right? It's almost like I don't want to be harsh on the game, but I can't think of the words. It's almost like this is kind of where you get to. Not derivative, but I feel like this is the kind of game this is almost a Marvel game. Like the Marvel Cinematic Universe is like a game.
I get what you mean, yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, it's definitely been play tested. There's committees. They've like had user testing. Like, you know, I don't want to offend people. Don't want to do this. La la la. But it's a high quality product. It's AAA. Blah blah blah. It's just not for me. It's like there's no edges to it, right?
I get what you mean, yeah.
There's no editorial like tone to the game, like from what I played. But
look,
yeah.
I mean, that I will say that stuff. How can I say, like, storyline wise and writing wise, that game does go places, but it's later in the game. So, but look, Ubisoft games, as you said, they are very like focus group friendly games.
Yeah.
100%.
And even like Mario Rabbids, the game that I really like,
Unless you're the Illuminati.
it's still, you know, they've taken the edges off that game. You can totally tell, right? And I just don't have time to play games like that, to be frank. Which is very different to the next game. Is Baba Is You. Holy shit.
Such a cool game. Wait, you haven't played it before?
No, like, because I wanted to play it on the Switch, but I got it on PC, and I'm like, ugh. I could just buy it again like you and buy 50 copies, but that's not my style.
Yeah, I bought it on.
Man, like, I bought it as part of some kind of like a Ukraine thing that Itch was doing, itch.io. But, man, this game is honestly amazing.
So
and
good. I love it.
It's like, I know people have heaped praise on this game, but it's kind of like, I can't think of another game apart from Portal where I've played it and I'm like, wow, this game is like, this is amazing. You know, what they're doing in this game. It's freaking insane. And I could imagine it gets ridiculous, like late game. Have you guys beaten this game?
I haven't beaten it. I've got pretty far into it, but I haven't beaten it.
Yeah.
But
I could imagine
awesome.
it gets
I
really
love
crazy.
playing it. It does. It gets really, really crazy. It's really cool.
And being the arsehole, right? Like, I was playing it because I watched a few videos on it and people were like, oh, this is really hard straight away, right? And I'm like burning through the levels at the start. Boop, 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 boop. I'm like, fuck, I'm a genius, right?
Yeah, at the start.
And then I get like 15 or 20 levels in. And then I start going, oh, man. And I go, oh, this game's bugged. There must be some problem with the game.
Yeah, sure.
You basically have to like break your gaming mind with this game. Like, you have to like tear it apart.
And I'm happy to do that.
Yeah.
But
And work backwards in a bunch of instances where you kind of
yeah.
think of the answer almost and then try to work backwards to it.
But it's kind of like the esoteric thing about it as well. Like about just even how the rules work. It's kind of like, it's not necessarily exactly how I think the rules would work, but they do. And then you learn that and it's like, okay, I got to like apply that. Very cool game. Like, I think I don't know. It would be awesome if I had it on the Switch because I feel like it more likely I'd get through it.
It's also on the
I
Switch.
might pick it up when it's
So I
on
have
sale.
one,
I'm
yeah.
sure it's on sale all the time. The other thing I've been playing, just because my kids were like pestering me about playing Mario 64. My eldest loves Mario 64, loves the sandbox stuff. And I remember that I bought 2 of these. So we actually played Mario Kart. We played... It's not coming up on the screen for some reason. We played... that's really weird. I don't know what's going on.
Mario 64 looks a lot like Bubba Is You now.
Yeah, I can't even load any of the clips. I played Mario 64 with my eldest and then also Mario Kart with him. And I don't know if you've used this yet, Swinny. I actually connected the 64 control to my PC as well to play a bunch of games, like 64 games on the PC. It is like such a nostalgic trip and it's like so enjoyable and so cool. I was like, this is like amazing. And it's a horrible controller. It's a straight up horrible controller. Like the analog, it's very fucking like OEM. The actual analog control. and it's horrible. And I was looking at the calibration chart on the PC. It doesn't even let you go to the maximum, like, Cartesian coordinates. It's like
I think it's
literally
a bit unfair to say it's horrible. I think it's
by
when
modern
you're
standards. By modern standards.
well, yeah, but I mean, you can do that against like a lot of stuff, and I think it's just an unfair thing to say it's horrible. It's just obviously it was almost like like as you said, like a first try at something, really, you know. So
and for a first try, it's amazing. But I think as opposed to like DualShock or the original, you know, PlayStation analog controller, I mean, it's like literally still the controller's pretty much exactly the same. They kind of nailed it in one go. Whereas the actual mechanism for the analog stick is very poor on the 64. But it's such a nostalgic trip actually playing the games through that. Yeah, and I will definitely go back and beat more of... I want to go play Majora's Mask, which I haven't played. I haven't played Majora's Mask. Only a couple of hours of it. It's terrible. I have to admit it, though. I have to be honest on the podcast. And before I take up the whole show, we've already been going for 35 minutes. The mystery game that I've returned to, it sucked me back in, man. Monster Hunter Rise. I'm back playing it.
I was expecting
Not really a
something
mystery,
like
is it?
from like a year ago or something.
No,
For 2 weeks ago.
No, but I was like, I put it down. I'm like, but it was like the siren's call. It was just come back, hunt more monsters, get more gear. It's fucking sucking me in, man. I've already played like not the expansion, but total like 65 hours of that game, and I'm just like, I'm at a point where I'm like, fuck, I gotta grind this, I gotta grind for that, I gotta get my buddy gear, and you know, it's all this shit that Mike hates,
you're
but
hooked in it, buddy.
I love it, man. It's awesome. It's a relaxing game. That's why I want to play it, because it's just like a chill, like watch it, you know, play it. I'm playing it, but I feel like I'm just like not even thinking. So, but over to you, Swinny. What is your week in gaming being?
Yeah, so my week in gaming has been I've had a low this week, and I want to rant quickly
Hang on,
about
I need to let's just stretch back and get ready for this. All right, go on.
So I got my PlayStation 5 in September of last year. Now, I didn't actually, honestly, sat there and I didn't use it a lot for, let's say, about 3 or 4 months. And then when it hit the new year, I started using it a lot more, you know, part of my resolution. But, you know, think about it, you know, we're now in July, so it's about like 7 months of decent usage. My PlayStation 5 controller decided to start drifting this week.
No,
Really,
Damn. Yeah, I
really
think mine's
badly
doing it
drifting.
too.
Really badly drifting.
really.
To the point where if a game uses the right analog stick, it's unplayable. So
That's unbelievable.
I'm currently in the process of like, I have to take it back to EB and everything. I spoke to them. I picked up a new one because the annoying part about this as well is that we had Prime Day or whatever, like the Amazon Prime deals of the year.
Oh yeah, and it was like $60 for a controller.
And it was I'm like, and I looked at it and go, oh, maybe I should get a second PlayStation 5 controller. And then part of me goes, you know what? I never play local multiplayer with this platform. I was like, nah, well, I don't need that. And then the next day, this happens and Prime Day runs out. And I'm like, I can't be bothered. I'm just going to go buy one.
Oh, damn.
So that's my rant. I'm pissed off. Like, I'm pissed off that
But EB
with
have taken
Nintendo.
it.
I'm pissed off with Nintendo, the fact that the Switch drifts, PlayStation 5 now. I know the Xbox One Elite Controller 2s have the issues, although unfortunate it hasn't happened to me. Fucking game companies, your controller is the key way people interface with your fucking systems. Get your shit together, people.
I think. I mean, look, if you used it for, I don't know, bloody 4 years or something.
Well, that's the thing.
Okay, something really wore
No,
out.
I
After
don't think so. I don't agree with that.
No, but what I do in the sense that
Nah,
it's
don't
a
let them off so
mechanical-
easy.
No, but well, come on. There's got to be a statute of limitation when it comes
Yeah,
to
well,
hardware of any kind.
Probably
A
used it for
car
like
needs
100
to
or
have
200
parts
hours
replaced.
max.
Well, no, but okay. But I'm saying if you're going to use it over 4 years for thousands of hours, I can kind of get some glitches getting into the system. But for the amount of time you use it, which is peanuts, that's really unacceptable, I think. Yeah.
So
Can I just say, like, that's total bullshit, that thinking. And that's why these I am a business person
fucking
who...
engines break down after hours and hours of usage.
Not within the first 3 months. Not within the first 7 months.
I didn't say that. I said after like years and years of usage, I can kind of understand how some of these issues might exist.
Nah, no way, man.
Oh, dude, the way some people treat controllers.
Dude, I can still pick up GameCube controllers. Very rarely ever have any issues like that. Like, I can't even think of... I've bought stacks of GameCube controllers off eBay. I don't have those issues with it. I have other issues with it.
Yeah.
But I
And
don't have drift issues with it, man. And these
and
are
that's-
like well-used like controllers.
And that's the thing, is like drift is a thing where it's almost like becomes unplayable, whereas a lot of
Oh,
those
totally.
controllers are like, they'll become a bit loose and
Exactly, that's the
not
issues that I have,
precise,
yeah.
but not like
It's
like
not as tight
the
as other
camera
ones.
is
I like it
the
tight.
camera is going to keep spinning around.
Yeah, I had
kind
that
of thing, you
I
know?
had that in Skyrim with
So,
on the Switch.
in
Look, I'm
terms
not
of-
excusing them. I'm saying
You are though. You're going. It's
no. Well,
reasonable.
I'm excusing at a certain point. There is a reasonable.
Yeah, I'd
there
say
is a
10
reasonable
years
amount
of
of
heavy
time
play. 10
after.
years
I
of heavy
wouldn't.
play.
I would say like 5 of
Nah,
heavy play.
no way, man.
If you're like an
Eh.
esports player that's using this control,
10 years is more than
like,
the life of the console.
friggin'
Yeah,
50
exactly.
hours a week.
Nah,
you
it's
know?
too much. It's
Why
too much for
shouldn't it
something
try
that's
to last?
mechanical. Because the amount of physical force that and the amount of rubbing that happens on that particular tiny little part that has to be so ridiculously precise in the information that it gathers. With
But
heavy
explain
use,
why it
I
didn't
just
happen.
can't see how
Explain
it can be,
why it didn't happen
because
with
they probably
PlayStation
weren't
2.
heavily used.
Bullshit.
For
People
5
played
years.
have PlayStation 2 for fucking 10 years
But
straight.
they also, I would probably also argue that they probably weren't quite as accurate in the information that they were getting. There's a lot of
No.
things, and the technology behind the rumble and all this other shit. I don't know, but
Don't give them
what's
excuses,
happening
man.
to Swinny absolutely unacceptable. I mean,
No,
these things should
it-
last way, way longer than that.
Yeah.
So there's clearly an inherent issue with the design of that particular hardware.
Thankfully, because it's within a year warranty, I can get it repaired. So, but if you're out of that 12-month period and the console's been around a lot longer than that now, you're shit out of luck, unfortunately, if it happens after
It's
that.
bullshit.
So,
Like,
yeah.
what Nintendo... I think the bullshit part of the Nintendo piece is, like, they built a product with a really cheap, like, analog stick, and it's a very small component. It's very... The Joy-Cons is tiny, right? Like, I feel like with the chunky piece of, like, the DualSense, they don't need to cheap out on it, right? But where I get pissed with Nintendo is they know how much of an issue it is. They're getting sued and everything, and they still don't fix it. Like, they still don't even have, like, improved versions of it, really. So
I guess it's like Fight Club.
damn, man,
you
that
know?
sucks.
They do
That's
their
bullshit.
numbers and they go, well, it's still cheaper to do these court cases, and people are still buying a product.
right.
So
But Swinny,
I-
before... Oh, no, you've already bought one. Because I was going to say, there's a known thing in the PlayStation community. You need to buy specific colors of the DualSense because it's got the new analog stick that is way more durable. So you don't get the same issue. Which color
what
did
color
you get?
Swinny?
I ended up getting black.
Oh, you're fucked then.
Yeah, I actually wanted to get the purple one, but
Yeah,
no,
purple
no
was the
store-
one. Purple
no
was the
store
one.
That's a
had
good one.
no store had it. so.
I almost bought a
I
white
wonder
one.
why.
All
Probably
right,
because of
I
that.
want to talk about some games. So the
yeah.
game that I played the most
We're
this
talking about a
week
game of life.
is Tales of Berseria. So I've talked about this a little bit on the show, but I finally finished the game this week.
What platform was it on?
I don't know what's
That
happening.
I don't know what
that
happens
was
to
really
the B-roll.
quick.
The B-roll.
That's all right.
No,
We
the
will-
B-roll's not
What else
working.
did you play?
We will live without it.
No, the
So
B-roll's not
ba-
working.
basically, I finally finished the game. I ended up on about 70 hours in the game. Honestly, longer than I was expecting. But I mean, this is a game where you're watching lots of cutscenes, lots of skits. I should have kind of expected that because it's part of the course of Tales games. I love the story. The main character's awesome, and the character art and everything. And like really funny characters and skits, but unfortunately the game's just drags at the end. And the really unfortunate part is that the levels that you're running around and the map designs and everything just so boring in this game, and it's such a shame. Like I started feeling that like halfway into the game, and I've talked a little about it on the show, hoping it got better, and it kind of doesn't. It really falls flat in that regard, and where you just anyway. But look, I'd say of the 5 Tales games I've played through, this is unfortunately at the bottom, but there's stuff to love about Berseria. As I said, the story's great, so that carried me through. But yeah, worth a play if you're into Tales games, but probably not for anyone else.
Jesus,
Tales of
man.
Vesperia is one of your favorite games of all time. Isn't it?
Vesperia is my favorite JRPG and
Which is
easily my
crazy.
top 10 games of all time. I love
Wow.
Vesperia. This Vesperia is like 10 times better game than Berseria in my opinion. So
Okay.
Mm,
You've
best
had
game
you've had a
ever, but
rough week in
only
gaming,
10
dude.
times better.
anyway, no, but look, I still I like the story, and the important part is in those games is the story, really. So anyway, the next game that I've been playing, or I played a little bit, is a Game Pass game, is DJ Max Respect V or 5.
Max respect.
Now, this is a series I was not super familiar with. So it's a Korean-made rhythm game series. There's actually been 21 games in this series. I'm like, holy crap. If anyone's ever played Beat Mania, the Konami games, it's so similar to that Konami actually sued them back in like 2008 over, and they actually settled over it. And like started out as on PC and PSP. But basically they added the latest version into Game Pass, and I only knew a couple of songs, like Porter Robinson songs in there and everything. But the reason why I actually wanted to mention this game was this game I'm playing on Xbox. I'm finishing the tutorial, and I can't do stuff in the tutorial because it's got keyboard.
Yes, I installed it as well, and it's coming up with like keyboard.
It says press the Q key.
Yeah,
and I was playing on Xbox. Yes, 100%.
Yeah,
100%.
No, I got past that. I don't know how, but I got past it. And I
you
started
didn't tell
the
me you were
actual
playing this game, Mike. I would have probably.
Well, because I don't think it's something that is worthwhile mentioning on my list. But I played it. I actually started playing the game, and the easiest level, I was like, "What the f?" Things were just like. On the screen, I couldn't do anything. So
anyway,
I uninstalled it.
So the devs, I can't remember their name. You need to patch the Xbox version to actually put button problems for the Xbox.
That's insane.
Not all of it. I'll just say like it's some of the stuff, but unfortunately, I couldn't find actually how to trigger one of the things I was saying because I didn't have a keyboard.
Yeah,
so
that's really weird that it's so apparent though, because I noticed with Flight Simulator and Xbox, at a certain point you can see a mouse cursor. So I feel like it's the way they ported it. They kind of ported the PC
Wait, say
one.
that again.
On Microsoft Flight Simulator,
No.
and I know this because I swear to God,
No.
I have screenshots on my phone because I couldn't get it to work. It was screwing up on me, and I think it might have been related to a bug that if it detected that he had played it on PC or something, it did some weird things, and then none of my controller buttons would work because I used to think I had a mouse and keyboard.
You could see the mouse pointer.
Yes, and while it was loading and stuff, and I couldn't use anything. I couldn't actually play the game originally. I could not play it on Xbox at all. So what I had to do was I had to actually plug a mouse and keyboard into my console so I could use the mouse to actually go through the navigation to play the game.
So the last game I played, I'm just trying to move things on a bit, is on Game Pass. Is a game that I actually played last week, but I didn't get a chance to talk about it. Is Road 96.
I played this as well.
No, you didn't.
I swear to God, I did.
He did.
Mike,
I did. Just not enough to talk about it.
You're killing me here. I told you, if you're going to play a Game Pass game, tell me. Anyway,
sorry.
So this is basically, it's a narrative adventure game that it's like a weird mix of a choose your own adventure and a roguelike. In the sense that you basically play as a teenager, and it's set in like an American state, but I think it's a bit ambiguous what state it is. And it's all about you're a teenager trying to hitchhike their way or find their way to the border to escape the state during this like election, and it's very kind of like it's a very oppressive kind of political regime where they're actually sending
Handmaid's
kids.
Tale.
Yeah, so they're sending kids to work in like labor camps and things like that. So what happens is you basically go through these sequence of events. You meet up with these characters, and like they're completely different kind of scenes. It's one, you're walking around, you're doing stuff, you're interacting, playing mini games. Another, you might just be kind of like just answering questions in a vehicle and stuff. And the really kind of like interesting part about it is like you can actually fail. Like it's not like a Telltale game where you just keep going. You can actually fail. You can get killed, you can get arrested, and basically your journey ends. And then you continue the next trip as a different teenager who's going on maybe a different route, might meet up with new characters or some of the other characters you've already met, but in different situations. And as you go, you learn more about those stories, and you unlock like persistent skills like the ability to hack an ATM and things like that. And it's just a really unique game. I don't think I've played another game kind of quite like this, although it is very...
The Eternal City? The Lost City?
No, the Forgotten City. No,
Forgotten
it doesn't.
City.
No, it doesn't.
Different
to me,
than
it's,
that too? Okay.
No, to me, it's very different because it's got the random element. It's got the procedural element to it. Really, really cool. I really recommend giving it a shot if you've got Game Pass, because obviously, this is a perfect Game Pass game in the sense that I would never have tried this otherwise. And it's the kind of thing where you can play for maybe an hour and a bit, and it's like, okay, I've had my fill, or it's like, hey, this has hooked me. So to me, it is a great Game Pass game. So that's Road 96. So
Nice.
I don't think I played as much as you did, but I actually enjoyed I got up to the third location, let's say. And it was actually quite cool.
I got shot and
I'm keeping
killed
it
in the
installed.
4th, so
Oh,
I'm
wow.
like, wow, I got killed. I didn't know
Spoiler
that was
alert,
possible
but
in this
okay,
game.
cool.
No, that's the thing. Is like things play
Spoiler.
out differently for different players and stuff. So yeah. Anyway, cool.
Spoiler,
Nice,
you'll
nice.
die one day.
All right, let's jump into the news. In a classic Nintendo move, a new Kirby game was announced out of nowhere this week. Kirby's Dream Buffet. It's a multiplayer game with different colored Kirbys that compete over multiple rounds in obstacle courses and mini games. It will be digital only for Switch, coming later this year with local and online multiplayer. 4 people at most. Swinny, what game does this remind you of? And I'm going to have one last crack at running the B-roll for those watching on YouTube. I don't know what's happened, but
There's
Kirby
it's not
ate it.
working. And there's a very important video I want to play in the next news story that I need the B-roll.
There are a lot of people out there comparing this game to Fall Guys because it is visually, when you look at some of what they're showing, is very Fall Guys reminiscent. It doesn't hurt that it's also yay video.
Yeah,
It's
but
a record,
it's
yeah.
actually very painful what I need to do. But
Yeah.
can you carry it for a sec? I need to
Yeah,
do
so
something.
basically it does seem Fall Guys like in the sense that you're going through different styles of like mini games but it's not a battle royale in the sense that it's basically just almost like a series of like Mario Party style stuff, but more
Yes.
involved it
Yeah, I
seems
agree.
like more technically kind of like a lot of Mario Party mini games are just like
So cute.
crap and throwaway, and some are fine. Whereas this looks like it's actually a lot more catered to actually a more engaging experience just playing them. But in saying that, this is a digital only title. It does to me give the impression of a game that's not like it's not a massive release. You know what I mean? It's a fun thing they're putting out on the eShop. You will apparently be able to also get download codes in like retail outlets and stuff. But I think this looks really, really fun. So
Could be a fun party game.
I must admit that my perception of these type of games has really been altered by the monetization and what's happening in that whole space. Like when I look at these kind of games, I just go, "Oh, this is going to be a free game" or something like that, and it's definitely not going to be. Like just to allay people's fears or like thoughts on it. But yeah, I don't even know really how to think about that. Like
Well, the good
thing-
it'll be a
fully-fledged
cheap,
game,
it'll be a
though, right?
cheap
It's not-
game. It'll be a cheap
Okay.
game. Don't worry about that.
Well, Nintendo, I don't know, but yeah.
on the
we'll see.
plus side of that,
Relative.
that means that Nintendo won't like remove it after 4 months or something like they've done with like your Mario, whatever Mario, what was it, 30 or whatever, the
35.
battle royale, 35. Like,
Yeah.
so this is a paid thing, so they're not just going to remove it right away. you know,
Yeah.
so.
Because I mean, I don't even know if you remember, Mike, but they released Kirby Fighters 2. Like not even that long ago. It was like at the end of last year. As Swinny's NBN beeps at us.
Turns it off. It ran out.
But that game's $30. So I'd imagine this game's going to be $30.
Okay.
But it's not a game you'd buy, right?
Not for $30, probably not.
That's the problem with it, right? Like, yeah.
It's more just it's for a particular market. I don't think it's something I would play by myself. As
Yeah.
you mentioned at the start of the show, we don't really play enough online together, and it's also not something I would
Correct.
probably play with my girlfriend. But if friends came over and stuff, it might be a really cool game for something like that.
That's true. That's
And
true.
I'll just download it then.
It'll be $30, right, Swinny? Kirby Fighters 2 was $30. It's the same type of game.
Yeah, I mean, I could see it being priced around that. So
It feels too much, man. Like, unless everyone's going to your house and stuff like that, and it's like, okay, a funny game to play. But yeah,
but I mean, not every game's for everyone's situation, So
very true. Very true.
unfortunately,
But let's talk about the real headliner for this week, a game that I'm excited about. After 5 long years, we finally have a release date for Bayonetta 3. So it's first... Oh, you're kidding me.
Wow! She's
wow, it's
put a
got
lot of
really
weight.
it's really family friendly now. Isn't it?
That is really weird. I don't know what's
Kirby
going on.
Yeah.
Kirby footage is playing, unfortunately.
Yeah. I don't know
look,
what's going on. This is
so
like, this is like never happened before. This is
I mean,
Bayonetta 3.
I'd still bang.
Hey, Bayonetta 3 was first announced at the 2017 Game Awards. And pretty much went silent after that for ages until like September in 2021. So it was like good 3 years or 4 years where they didn't say anything about it.
yeah, no, it's crazy.
I mean, just adjust, mate. People can look at my
I'm
cleavage
gonna now. I'm diagnosing this shit because I'm fucking OCD, right? I think you've put in the wrong clips, Swinny.
I just black clips.
Anyway, we'll talk about
Whatever.
it after
I'll
the
keep
show.
people entertained with my cleavage instead.
I thought I'd like fixed it, but then I think it's because there's a duplication in the YouTube thing. But anyway, yeah, getting back to Bayonetta, because I actually am really excited about this game. Where did we get up to? Have you said the release date?
No, not yet.
Okay, cool. So yes, like this year, the rest of this year is going to be quite jam packed for Nintendo. Some major releases now, and it will be dripping. That's a Freudian slip. It'll be dropping on the 28th of October this year, exclusively for the Switch. There's a special edition, Trinity Masquerade Edition. I think it's been sold out from what I remember in Australia. I'm not sure about the overseas places. And the first game will come back again and be released as a limited standalone physical edition. I have Bayonetta 2. I've got the edition of Bayonetta 2, which came with a digital code for 1.
That's right. With the
Right?
digital one. Yeah.
So it kind of like, I can understand the super OCD among us, which I'm kind of OCD, that you can now get Bayonetta 1. If you've already bought Bayonetta 2, which a lot of people would have, who are Bayonetta fans, now they can buy Bayonetta 1, which is like, it's got it on the cart, the game on the cart.
Brilliant.
Does that strike you as odd, Swinny?
It's a bit of a weird thing to announce at the same time. I don't know. Like the fact that they already had the 2 games released in that pack, sure,
But not the
one's
digital one.
Yeah, but I mean, like, it's still a game.
No, but
I
you know
don't
what the
know
problem with it is? If you go to sell it or buy it in the secondary market, you can't get Bayonetta, right? Like you have to go buy the digital version yourself separately. So I do get it. I'm a very
That game's
physical
been-
collector, though.
That game has been re-released, multiple times now. It was just an odd thing. It's not bad. Like, it's good to have options.
I think it's cool for people, but I
think
get
it's
it. Like,
cool.
what's the cost in actually putting those things physically and distributing those things? And is it worth it for a game like that already came out? It's an old game, but clearly it must be if they were going to do it. They must have done the numbers.
Should say to people as well that Bayonetta, because it wasn't a Nintendo exclusive, like you can get that on other platforms for a lot cheaper, and it'll run a lot better if you prefer to play it on different platforms. But hopefully, this has been an ordeal with the B-roll this show. For those
Work now?
watching,
Do I need to go back to my...
here we go. I really want to talk about this feature because it was originally announced only on the Japanese Twitter, and it's quite funny, I think. But I've got faith it's gonna work, so I'm pressing this right now.
Yay!
Yay! So they have introduced
Hey, it looks just like me.
the naive angel mode. So it was announced that there's an optional mode that you can switch on. Now Bayonetta has it's an M-rated game. It's a more mature game. There's a lot of sexualized content. It's not like full on crazy, but it's there. And I don't think from what I've played of Bayonetta or I've seen of Bayonetta, it's like as bad as other games, other Japanese games. But it's there. It's there.
So which version's the original? Sorry.
Well, the original is more like it's more the one on the left. For
The one on the
who
left
watched
is
it,
the
yeah, yeah.
original. So the right is, let's call it censored if
Mike,
you're...
why are you asking that bloody question? It's not
Because
obvious.
I don't know. Well, is
Naive
it
Angel
obvious?
mode. It's saying it's an optional thing that you can make the game less sexy and less revealing clothes and stuff.
Okay, pardon my ignorance. I just don't remember.
okay.
And it was sort of like quoted. The quote is
There was a game I need to buy now.
from the team. The quote is, by setting this mode on, you may be able to play in the living room without creating an awkward atmosphere.
Yeah, really,
End
that
quote.
is... I mean, it's, I guess, less awkward, but either one, if my girlfriend saw me playing this, eyebrows would be raised.
It's pretty weeby,
But the thing is, this has always been the personality of
Correct.
Bayonetta
Yeah.
games. Is this just really gratuitous, but wearing it on its sleeve proudly?
gratuitous?
No,
I don't know.
no,
Yeah, go on. Yeah, go on.
What do you mean?
What do you call that?
Dude. Anyway, the
I
point
don't
is that
think it's that
it's always
gratuitous.
look, dude. There's bloody camera angles in these games that are very gratuitous. I think it's like the definition of gratuitous. But my point is that it's a game that always wore that proudly.
Yeah.
I think this is actually absolutely fantastic thing that they put as an optional thing, just so that if you, for instance, not that it's probably a game that kids should be watching, but it's also just something where if you want to, it's there, you can turn it on. It's obviously also good for Nintendo and their marketing and everything.
Yeah.
They're the ones helping to fund and get this game out. I think it's a nice addition, and I think
You're right.
the way they announced it was really funny. So
Yeah.
And I think, I mean, if kids of void this kind of material at a young age, 30 years down the track, they don't end up on shitty podcasts. And I think, you know, worth mentioning, you know, you want to put them on the right track in life.
And like there was a huge amount of announcements in this trailer. It's also there's going to be another playable character in the game. It just looks like a lot's going on in this game, and it looks unreal. It looks really good. Like I keep hearing about how shit the Switch looks and everything like that, and I'm definitely not saying it's up to PS5 standards. Obviously not, but it still consistently gets these games coming out like Monster Hunter Rise and now this, and even like Splatoon 3, where I look at it, I'm like, this fucking looks awesome. Like the
Yeah.
art style's awesome, the way it plays, the
Pokemon.
way it all fits together. It's really, really cool, right? And it just shows like how much art direction is a part of what is actually good about games, not just the raw
Absolutely.
performance. So,
But they are optimized really well as well. I mean,
yeah, within an inch of its
all
life.
jokes aside, if you look at Pokemon, which we did cover, and you look at something like Monster Hunter Rise that runs at a solid 30, it looks really, really good for the platform. There's obviously a hell of a lot of optimization going on in that game that you don't get in other games. So it'll be
Yeah.
something like this as well.
I seriously think Monster Hunter Rise is like maybe the best looking game on the platform. It's like top 10 at least. But yeah, look, I'll be playing this game day one. I'm really looking forward to it. And I don't think I'm going to play Bayonetta 1 and 2 beforehand. So I played a bit of
Do you need
Bayonetta
to?
1. Well, there is a continuous story,
Okay.
but I don't know. I'm just like, I feel like, especially this year with Horizon, God of War, Bayonetta, I'm just kind of a bit like, I've got to play these games.
Too
And
much good stuff.
And you know what? I'm just like, fuck it. I'm just going to play the sequels, which I never do. I never do that, but I'm just going to do it. I'm going to say, fuck it. I'm going to do it. Because I know that they always make these games so you can do that. And it's not a big issue. And I'm just going to do it. I'm going to say, fuck it. Right? So there you go.
Right on. Power
Right
to you.
on. More
Power
power
to
to
you, man.
me.
Yeah,
All
let's
right.
do it.
So EA and Full Circle shared some interesting news about Skate 4 this week. The game is now simply known as Skate because it's not Skate 4, Swinny.
Yeah, so I'll get into their statement about that in a second. I just kind of want to cover the some basic details of what we found out this week. So now we knew some of this, but they confirmed it will be on all platforms and support cross-play and cross-progression. They did mention last gen and current gen, so it's that means it's probably coming to a whole range of stuff. We still don't have a confirmed release window. But they did say that they're also working on a mobile version of the game, so that's in early development as well. But the big news is the fact that they announced the game will be free to play. So it will be a live service game, will be a platform, and it will have cosmetic microtransactions, but won't feature pay to win or paywalled content. Like there won't be areas of the city that's blocked off and you have to pay access or anything like that. So in terms of that, what they stated was, we are taking inspiration from games like Apex Legends or other popular titles that are free to play, where spending money is totally optional and it's mostly about cosmetics and convenience. And I think that, look, Apex Legends, that is another EA game, but I think that is a game that has proven, I think, to do that well, in the sense that, look, there are some horror price stories out there about the cosmetics in that game, but there's a lot of people that play that game and don't spend a dime. So I think it is one of the more successful free-to-play games in recent years. So I think it's a good thing to model off. But coming back to the name in a second, so basically they're saying, look, it's not Skate 4. And the reason is because it's not a sequel, it's not a remake, it's not an iterative title. And they basically say there won't be there won't be a Skate 5 through 10. We won't be pumping them out all the time. We're going to do this. We're going to listen to what you guys say over the course of time. So this is where I need to fucking say that's a load of bullshit, because if we think back to what got this game happening, the Skate 3 blew up in popularity because of Twitch and people streaming it. They were a popular series, but people started like streaming it and getting really popular. And the Hall of Meat was like really funny to watch, where people you crash your character and ragdoll and everything. And it started this movement of people, the hashtag Skate 4. Like, they listen to the people. People want a sequel. They want a Skate 4. Now they're saying, we're going to listen to you, but it's not Skate 4. this is some fucking bullshit free to service fucking thing, not the sequel that people are actually asking for. And this game might end up being amazing. It might end like I'm definitely gonna, I'm gonna try it. But the point is, the reason why a lot of people are upset about this is because they're saying we're gonna listen. Well, you didn't fucking listen. You're making this game, but you're fucking doing something else than what people wanted. People just want another skate game. They don't want a fucking live service platform that's going to have skate passes. And people have already, I don't condone this at all, but people have leaked a test build because there's, by the way, they're getting people to playtest the game for fucking free as well, which I think is just a load of shit. You should be paying playtesters, but whatever, right? The people have leaked it, and data miners have found that there's loot boxes known, or apparently loot boxes known as like swag bags. They're going to be randomized fucking cosmetics.
Yeah, man.
This game is just going to
bags.
be, it's going to be fucking just monetized to shit, hell and back. So I'm not happy at all. I love the skate games. I played them all to death. I completed all the achievements, played the multiplayer a lot. I'm really annoyed by this simply because that statement they said just kind of triggered me. So anyway.
Hey, wasn't one of our early successful videos, and by successful by our standards was like a couple of hundred people watching it, one of the videos you made about one of the skate achievements?
Oh, that was a different game. That was
It wasn't skate?
No, it wasn't skate. No, it was
Oh, it's like Skater or something. It's like so similar,
yes,
right?
It was Skater XL.
Yeah.
So it's one of
you
the
can see how I could get that confused.
Yes, Skater XL and Session are the two like indie skate kind of likes.
Right. Yeah.
Skate likes.
Forget me.
Anyway, look, I'm not against live service, right? But the point is that like just the fact that they seem to be taking this game in a direction that is exactly the opposite of what people wanted. And it's just frustrating, to be honest.
It's the how do we even put it? It's the corporate lies that I think are annoying. That you say one thing, oh yeah, we're listening to the community and we want to do everything according to what the community says, but it's the bullshit behind that. No, we have a particular thing we try to get out there. I don't know. I'm not. I'll take Swinny's word on this because he has played all the games, and I think he's clearly very passionate about something like this. So there's something to it to be able to piss someone like him off.
But I don't think it's the corporate lies. And if I put on my corporate BS, like what I normally do Monday to Friday, they wouldn't speak like that. They'd go, it's an amazing response from the community. It's so amazing to see the brand reinvigorated. And what we wanted to do is bring it into a modern context. How can we get it to people so they can engage and get more people in the skate universe, which we see as persistent metaverse, right? I don't know. I've got a bit of a different take to you, Swinny. Like, I actually think it's pretty smart that they're doing it as free to play. I feel like a lot of these games, like that's kind of the model that they'll have to go through. And man, there's a lot of people to feed.
Mobile games?
No, I don't think so. Like, I wouldn't call Apex Legends a glorified mobile game, man. That's like the equivalent of Unreal Tournament for
It's the one that works well.
2020.
Fortnite works well.
I think it's the fact that they're
works
just
as
like,
well.
this game is happening because of people's that groundswell
Yeah.
of people. It honestly, the name change, as stupid as it is, might be the thing that annoys me the most because specifically people were
demanded
hashtagging
4,
Skate 4 and they're like, this isn't Skate 4, motherfuckers.
Yeah.
It's Skate Dot.
I tell you what, though, one thing that they are wrong that they shouldn't say, and I understand why they're saying it, like there won't be Skate 5, 6, 7, 8, or through 10. Almost certainly there'll be Skate 5. Almost certainly. I could almost guarantee that in 10 years' time, there'll be Skate 5. Because
they'll restart Skate again.
yeah, it's also because it will be a reaction to this as well, right? So, but I don't know. I know that you're kind of against this, Winnie, but because it's free to play, it's like, and if it's good, like I'm kind of a bit like, maybe I'll play it.
Yeah,
know?
I'll probably play it.
Man,
we've
waited 12 fucking years for another Skate game. 12
No,
years.
I saw the timeline.
Damn.
They were pumping it out. It's like Skate 2007, Skate It spin-off on the Wii 2008, Skate 2 2009, Skate 3 2010. That's it. Silence.
And I will say I will be happier than anyone else to play this game in its free-to-play, whatever format, and love it. I'll be happier than anyone else. It's I think, again, their statement that kind of just made me go,
The way they say
what
it.
the fuck, people? Come on, like...
Fair enough.
You know who isn't loving me anymore and who's probably angrier than you are.
Your dad?
That would be my girlfriend. My dad as well, of course. Yeah, that's a given. My girlfriend. I went to grab a drink,
Yeah.
and as I'm walking past, she's like, "Excuse me, who did you say got fat but you would still tap?"
What? And who was
You
it?
guys probably didn't even. Did you not even hear
I
it?
think you're on
So
mute still, Mike. Swinny.
when we played the Kirby clip instead of the Bayonetta clip, and I'm like, "Oh yeah, Kirby, I'd still tap."
I didn't even pick up that you said that, actually.
Well, she did. She heard it from the other room, so now I'm in trouble.
You're
She's,
probably on mute because I didn't bloody hear it.
yeah, I didn't hear that. But I was also
Oh.
scrambling to go, what the
Hopefully I was
hell?
on mute then.
I thought I fixed the B-roll problem. I had a little celebration and then it was still stuffed up.
Well, skate worked really well, so at least people got to see skate.
No, I think it's fixed. It was just we doubled up, I think, one of the YouTube clips. It's not a big deal. All right, let's let's get on with more of the news. Nintendo has made a new studio acquisition this week, but they aren't involved in game development. ... Sort of questionable. Nintendo has brought Dynamo Pictures, a CG animation studio based in Tokyo. The studio is known for CG work in popular anime and games such as Death Stranding, Monster Hunter World, Persona 5, and more. More importantly, they have also worked directly with Nintendo on Metroid Other M, one of the best Metroid games, and the delightful Pikmin short films with Shigeru Miyamoto. I thought you were going to also misspell his name to fuck me up. The studio has been rebranded as Nintendo Pictures and will focus on development, quote, focus on development of visual content utilizing Nintendo IP, end quote. The deal is expected to close on 3 October this year. I think it's questionable to say that they're not involved in game development because I feel like all facets are game development, but that's splitting hairs.
The Pikmin short movies weren't part of, they were just released as promotional stuff. So that's what I meant. Anyway, that's picking hairs. So
Yeah. But it does make sense. Like I think more and more of the Nintendo games require like if you play Fire Emblem, there's so much CG in that game. It's crazy. Like it actually shocked me playing through. I'm like, wow. And then even the new game, Fire Emblem Warriors, if I'm getting that right, 3 Hopes. Yes. That's the shit ton of CG in that game. It's actually really, really cool. I love it. So it makes a lot of sense. My kids actually love the Pikmin short films. I don't know if you've seen them.
They're
I
so
you've seen them.
good.
Yeah, they're really cool.
Yeah.
And it gives me hope about the Mario movie. I feel like if they can get these little shorts that wouldn't have had much budget to be good, imagine if, you get other people involved, good voice actors like Chris Pratt as Mario. Which, by the way, I am like fucking... I can't wait to hear what he's done as Mario. Like, please God in the universe, make him have an Italian accent. It would be fucking glorious.
And I just want to say as well, as much as they weren't really the tone that people wanted, and the game itself was disappointing for a lot of people, the actual cutscenes in Metroid Other M, because I haven't played Other M, but I've actually watched a lot of the cutscenes. Like they're actually well made. It's just that it doesn't feel like Metroid, and so it's more like from a technical standpoint, they're obviously good at what they do. And as you mentioned, they've worked on a lot of anime and stuff, like even like Ghost in the Shell and stuff like that. So
Wow.
And Persona 5 is like, a game that pretty much got like 95 plus scores from everyone. Like that's a big component of that game. Metroid Other M, it's funny you say about that because like the voiceovers are horrible in that game. But I don't think the CG is bad. Like I think it's almost like the best CG in the series. I mean, it's never really had that much of it in the first place. But and then closing on my favorite story, it is now official. You can play Doom in Doom. Yep. The DOS original. So huge thanks to, and I'm just going to say the name, I guess, is KGSWS on YouTube. And you can follow them on what?
Yeah, that's on Twitter. You can follow them on Twitter.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
KGSWS underscroll.
Wait, say that. Wait,
stop.
Stop. Wait. Sorry, I gotta get a tight shot here. Wait, can you? Don't say anything, Swinny. Can you say the Twitter handle again? Go on.
No.
Say it again.
It's at underscroll KGSWS.
What are you
underscore?
What are you calling it? Underscroll.
I don't know.
I mean, is that actually legitimately? Can you call them underscrolls? I've never heard that in a million years. But
No, I think it's called an underscore.
okay, no, I just googled it. You definitely can't. Okay, let's. I like how I was saying it, and then you came in and said the wrong thing over the top of me.
We're just trying to emphasize the name, okay?
Oh shit! Yeah. So
AGSWS.
and now try to say the Twitter thing again. What's his Twitter handle?
Oh god, not again. At underscore
Yes.
KGSWS underscore.
Perfect.
Thank you.
I think this is like one of my favorite. Oh fuck! Where's the B-roll again? What the fuck?
This is a train wreck.
This is horrible.
There it is. It's back.
So, like, we actually do cover a lot of the places that Doom has ended up. You know, like we had one where it was like funny. It was on a pregnancy test and stuff like that, right? Which I called bullshit on that because they added more microcomputers onto the thing to make it work. So I don't think that counts. But this one to me is the ultimate one. So, like at a high level, because there's a lot of detail here, but just at a high level, and you go to the guy's video. We'll link it in the show notes, hopefully. What he's done is he's actually used memory exploitations in the original Doom to get control of, you know, the program. So he can execute arbitrary code, right? Then he's using that to then execute Doom inside of Doom to run Doom. And there's some, unfortunately, I don't like doing this normally, but I'll skip ahead a little bit in the B-roll because he explains it all. And there's like scenes later where he's actually playing Doom within like the Doom screen itself, like this. So he's actually like in Doom in a room that he's made, playing Doom in the screen, and
he sets up like a cinema as well, which is funny to like
with lights and everything.
Yeah, I like it.
And it's so insane that it's like this is a like OG copy of Doom that he's running this all on, right? On DOS. He actually creates this thing where he can actually set the settings. I don't know which exact bit it was in the video. He can do it so that he's actually like hijacking Doom itself, and he can start doing free aim, like which the original Doom didn't allow for, right? Like it's insane what this guy's done. This to me is now the ultimate Doom port, right? Like this is porting Doom on Doom. It's fucking so cool and meta. And just like one of those shit that if I try to explain, hey, I do this podcast and we're talking about like Doom running on Doom, it's like, what are you talking about?
The ultimate would be somehow being able to inject Doom Eternal into the SNES port of Doom.
No, but it's still Doom on Doom. This is the guy. He's broken the seal. He's
Let's just make a bad joke. Just shut me down with a no.
Well, I was excited to see what you were going to say. How could you top this? He's ported Doom to Doom. This is amazing. Like,
SNES Doom is still my it's a bastard child, but I still love it.
Because I'm sure someone's going to make Doom for the Playdate, right? For instance, but nothing for me. This is now going to be the high bar. This person has set the high bar, and it's disgusting. This video should have like millions of views, but I don't want to comment on. I feel like if someone packages all of this stuff up, it will get a lot of views. Because it's very engaging, like what this guy's done. So I'm excited. Hats off to this little dude, whoever they are. It's very cool. Again, their handle is KGSWS. Check it out. Can we put a link in the description, Swinny, to their YouTube page?
If you looked slightly to the right, you'd see it's already there.
Oh, well, I can't because I'm trying to... Okay, I can see it. Why did you just bloody put it into the description as well?
Because I make it easier for us to read during the show.
This is like the most off-the-rails production.
The effort I go to make things nice for you guys, whereas the YouTube description has all the information.
You do. And, you know, the lengths that I go to have a seamless show, which this show has not been, right?
It's been a lovely
It's been entertaining. I love it.
It's been, it's been a bit of training. We got it working, though. We got it working again for Naive Angel mode. All right, let's jump into my favorite segment because we could see Swinny fail. It's a 1 min for the Swin. So we wrap up the news, all this other news that we do like talking about, but we don't think we have enough to say. And then we end up spending about 20, 30 minutes talking about the different topics at most. Swinny, you're adding like 5 to 10 words each week now, it seems.
5 words.
5 words. 5
and
words
I came within a second of failing last week. And while I definitely did screw up, There's very little margin of error for now. So
I think there's two factors. You're 100% correct that you need to start focusing in on the syllables. You need to have a syllable ratio that's a lot lower, right? I can already see Cyber Connect 2. Cyber Connect 2. 5 syllable, one word. Terrible.
that's an important part of that sentence that I need to keep in there. So
yes.
So yeah, I have actually gone through and actually done a syllable check already. So
But if you said
keep that in
devs
mind.
behind the, you know what I mean? It's like you're getting more words, less syllables.
Nah.
It's
written for me. It's written for me, not for the listeners, because I can't bloody understand half of the shit I say anyway.
Now,
so.
I actually did the maths on it. I calculated that your stretch, you're at a 240 words. You could get to 240. Like that's what, unless you stuff up, you can get to 240. That's what I've calculated. So I feel like you still can potentially get another couple of weeks and then potentially exceed your limits. So like as always, we start whenever you want to start, Swinny.
Respawn are working on a new single-player FPS set in an Apex Legends Titanfall universe. A new single-player Aliens game has been announced for consoles, PC, and VR devices. CyberConnect 2 has announced a sequel to the cult hit Fuga Melodies of Steel. A Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance 2 remaster is dropping this week for all platforms. Warner Brothers platform fighter Rumbleverse launches August 11th. The Sega Genesis Mini 2 launches October 27th in the US. Square Enix's real-time strategy RPG The Diofield Chronicles releases September 2nd. Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak sales have already topped 3 million. Sony's acquisitions of Bungie and Haven Studios are now officially complete. Konami are preparing to release the Metal Gear Solid titles that are delisted due to licensing issues. Bandai Namco have confirmed that they suffered a ransomware attack recently. Fall Guys Studio and Mediatonic have apologized for initially not offering refunds for accidental game purchases. Ubisoft are shutting down servers for older Assassin's Creed and Far Cry games, which will also cause DLC content to become unavailable to play, even for people that purchased it. Dead or Alive creator Tomonobu Itagaki's new studio is making an NFT game. Sony have revealed their new rewards program called PlayStation Stars, which will include digital collectibles. And finally, documentary and YouTube channel No Clip has released uncut footage of the original scratch prototype of Doom 4.
Oh, what do you reckon?
That was hardly listenable.
Congratulations.
That was hardly listenable, but I still barely made it.
GG, well played. GG,
Wow,
well played.
I'm sorry, listeners. It's so hard to say some of that stuff quickly.
I think I missed the whole minute. So can you do it again? Because I spent the whole time looking at it going, I don't think Warner Brothers platform fight is called Rumbleverses. I think it's called Multiverses.
Oh, whoops, there we go.
Okay, so you have to do it again. Put Multiverses in. Let's go again.
Still one
from
word.
the top.
Still one word. Correct. Why did I mix that? What am I thinking?
Rumbleverse is coming out within a month, but it's not Warner Brothers. It's a 40-player Brawler Royale, Rumbleverse. It's called Rumbleverse.
Wait, did I get? So is that the one that's coming out? It's not Multiverses?
Well, that's what I think. Yes, I think that's right. Yeah, I think you fucked it all up.
Wow, I really got confused with that one. Rumbleverse is the game made by Iron Galaxy. That's right.
Yeah, correct.
Wow. Okay.
But there is news on Multiverses. That's why I was like, okay, maybe that's what you're talking about. But
I really think that is a horrible name for a game because it's confusing so much. No, Rumbleverse.
Well, I think they're both bad.
Yeah. Wow, I completely got that wrong. But hey, it still counts because it's still words.
Yeah, because
I'm sorry, listeners, for misinforming you.
Does it count?
You wouldn't have heard it.
I'm not sure if it counts if it's like wrong, but no, there's an open beta for Multiverses coming out at the end of the month.
And then Rumbleverse, wow. So
Rumbleverse is launching, Rumbleverse, not Versus. So you've actually got the wrong name as well.
I completely, when I was looking, you can see where I made this mistake when I'm looking at the headlines. Complete. Oh, wow. Wow. Okay. All right. What do you want to talk about first?
Well, I want to talk about Rumbleverses. No.
I watched the I
didn't hear anything. I'm reading it now.
Oh gosh. Okay, I'll start then. I actually watched the documentary on the No Clip documentary about what was supposed to be Doom 4. And they showcased, it was quite interesting, just showing the initial stages of what Doom ended up being before it ended up being what we know as Doom now.
Did you watch the one that because they put that out a while ago, the actual documentary?
I watched.
And then they put out uncut footage. I
haven't seen the uncut.
I watched both. So I watched the uncut footage, and I watched the documentary about the Doom that also had the developers talk about, for example, the storyline and how the storyline was, if I recall correctly, kind of put in at the last minute because You just want to go kill demons,
Dude.
basically. You know, we don't need some sort of. We don't even want to, make people feel stupid. You're there to kill demons.
No.
Fuck it.
But look, I want to jump in here because you guys know I hate stories so much in games. I think the writing is so shit. Like I'm gonna start like ripping. Like I feel like I need to have a separate channel where I can just rip into how poorly
rip into
written
it
games
here.
are. But I fucking love that, and I know it's like been said a million times, but I love like I didn't know anything about Doom, the reboot, 2016 Doom. I started playing it, and it's like it's kind of getting into the story, and then the Doom guy, as I will still call him, but Doomslayer, just like kind of was like grabs it and smashes it and fucking
Yeah.
throws it to the side. Fuck this! I'm like, that's how I feel about these stories.
Yeah.
Fuck the story.
Which
Let's just
is
fucking
really-
play. Let's
That's what
shoot
the
some
de-
fucking shit.
You should watch the clip because it's exactly what the developers.
No,
were
I've
saying.
seen the doco.
seen it,
I haven't
yeah,
seen the
okay, cool.
uncut, but they did
was
have
really
Doom
cool.
4 in it, didn't they, Swinny? In the original doco, just not much of it.
No, it's just specifically it's uncut footage, so it's not just an edited part of the
might watch
documentary.
it, yeah, might watch it.
Yeah, look, we talked a little bit like during the week about this whole PlayStation Stars loyalty rewards program. Look, any loyalty rewards program is as useful as what you get out of it. What you put in. It's like I like the idea, and definitely to confirm it's digital collectibles. It's not NFTs. It's not blockchain related stuff. You can't trade them. Still, the idea of digital collectibles, you're either gonna think it's stupid or you're gonna love. Like I play games and I unlock achievements. Like I'm the one to talk if I criticized something like digital collectibles. So
At the same time, you have the best position to criticize them because you know the most about them. So
And you know a lot about marketing as well. So I'm really actually definitely don't want to dox myself, but this is very actually professionally interesting for me as well. This PlayStation Stars thing, and I think they're being pretty smart about that. They're going down this path of going on the PlayStation blog a lot for new announcements. If you guys haven't, if you've been sort of spotting that trend, it's like their version of Nintendo Direct these days. But I think they're smart. They're just sort of putting it out there. They're not hyping it up at this stage, from what I can see. There's like not even really many tweets about it from PlayStation. So I feel like they're just dipping their toes in it. And I do also wonder, though, this is my take on it. I wonder if this has a link into PSVR 2. And PlayStation's always wanted to play in this metaverse space anyway, like with PlayStation Home back on the PlayStation 3.
I don't remember that. Yeah.
So I just think, I wonder if like all these things are starting to tie together as an ecosystem.
Yeah, no doubt.
And I mean, when you talk about digital collectibles, that's kind of how I look at it. I'm like, oh, it's interesting. Maybe they're going to do something in a VR space, like VR2, where you can have your own little space or something.
it'd be cool if it is something a bit more substantial than that, and not just here's like a PNG or a JPEG of something,
Yeah, I agree.
like that's shiny.
An ape.
Yeah, if it's something like
3D model.
not as probably as crazy as what they did, but something like what they did for Astro's Playroom.
Oh, which was
they had
so
those
cool, man.
cool models. Like you could just do different stuff like that. Like like think of all the characters from all the Sony games you could do as cool stuff and things like that. But
I
They
am.
used to...
Yeah, I was just going to say, if you're going to move on, before you move on,
No, I wasn't going to move on, no.
I was just going to say Team Asobi, I don't know what they're up to, but because they said they're going to work on Astro again, but I'm like dying for their next game. I hope that they're making a full-fledged, or like if it's PSVR 2, cool. I'll go play that game and they're the first one, but far out, man. I'm looking forward to the next game. But yeah, Mike, sorry, what did you say?
Now, I was going to say with the Astro thing, that's a really good example of something that was done well within
Yes.
that ecosystem. I remember, I think it was one of the Resident Evil games that also had 3D models that you could unlock. And they're actually really cool. I love actually unlocking art book stuff in games to look at the concept art, 3D models, so you can really see the detail of some of the stuff that they do. And that in itself, I really enjoyed doing. But I enjoyed doing it because I want to go do that. I'm not forced to do it. There's some incentive, I guess, to do it if you want, but there's no real push or proper impetus other than your own inherent want to go do that particular thing. You guys know me, I'm very skeptical with these kind of reward programs because the bottom line is they're designed to drive engagement. They're designed to drive people to continue using the platform and to use it more. And that to me is always, I'm super skeptical and super worried about that kind of stuff where you're incentivizing people to just keep spending more and more and more time on your product. I get why you want to do that. I get that's how it works. But I hate that stuff with a passion. I hate, enticing people and grabbing people's attention and finding every means possible to keep them psychologically locked to your particular offering. And I've never liked that, and I will probably never ever like that. And I think it's cool to give people stuff because they're the ones that actually want to go get that thing, as opposed to trying to push them towards being addicted to try to get that thing. But, we'll see how this thing goes. And I come from a position where I give zero fucks about achievements. I give zero fucks about trading cards on Steam. I give zero fucks about trophies on PlayStation. Quite the opposite. I actually hate the whole concept, which is quite interesting because we're quite polar opposites to Swinny. I think it incentivizes the wrong behavior in people, where they're not inherently doing something because they love the experience of doing something. They do it because of the incentive that is hyper artificial.
But I mean, like, some people love the experience of that,
And some people do, yeah. And there's nothing wrong with that. Like, if you love the experience, fuck it, do whatever you want to do.
Because we've talked before that, like, games were born out of high scores and like getting high scores, and obviously that was
like
also
Gallagher for me.
Yeah, that was also because of the simplicity of games there. They had to give people a way to come back. But ultimately, it's the same thing. I'm doing something because I want to. It's fun, and if that totally. Part of that. Now, if we're talking outside of the game space where these loyalty programs, look, I think your take is really great. But at the same time, like, as a business, like, retention is key to these kind of things. Like, to ask them,
I get it. I totally
ask
get
them
it,
to not. Asking them to not do something like that is basically asking them to kind of shoot themselves in the foot if they don't think about that stuff, So,
but it is fascinating. I mean, and by the way, I used to be into achievements probably before you were, Swinny. If I recall correctly, I was collecting them and stuff. I gave a shit about that. I probably tried to get high numbers before Swinny did, and I probably stopped doing it when Swinny started overtaking me, and I'm like, oh, there's no point.
You're just a bad loser. You're just a bad loser.
And I've completely changed my perspective.
And then you take your take on it.
But,
yeah, exactly.
But one thing that I find fascinating nowadays is Xbox, and you know way more than I do about this, Swinny. Xbox have the reward system, and it actually shits me because I'm a casual on Xbox. To the casual, I say that because I still use it quite a bit, but casual relative to, I guess, playing it every single day, or to Swinny, let's say. And every time I go in, I play a game,
Dirty
and
casuals.
it's like, bing,
Filthy.
you've unlocked the daily challenge. Go get your daily reward. And I'm like, fuck off. Every time I see that, I just get pissed off, and I'm like, I'm gonna switch this shit off, and I switch the screen.
You're looking
and I
at your
never do
phone
it.
screen. Fuck off.
Fuck
Piece
off,
of
cunt.
shit. So it's funny, like that stuff actually angers me. It doesn't. That's not an incentive to me. It's an incentive to throw my controller at the screen because I don't give a shit about that stuff. I just want to play the bloody game. I don't need you to reward me every day that I log in. Like, fuck you. I'll log in when I want to log in, and I'll play your goddamn console when I feel like playing your goddamn console. And I don't need any validation from you or the rest of fucking Microsoft.
Is that what the
to
Xbox
tell
says,
me,
though?
Congratulations, you logged in another day.
Is that what the Xbox
Yeah, they
says?
do. It comes with like the daily challenge.
Oh, that would
Swinny,
shit
you have
me as
that
well.
on.
Can you
It's
turn
like
it off?
You've
What?
got
No, wait.
some daily challenge something. It's like
What
a
are you
daily
talking about?
thing.
What? In what? In what?
He
On
doesn't see it
Xbox,
because
it
he
comes up-
logs in every day.
It comes up as the daily challenge achievement badge thing on the bloody screen.
What? On console?
I don't know exactly
No,
what
it
it is,
doesn't
but
show
on
up.
console.
No, that doesn't happen to
Yeah.
me.
I'll take a screenshot. I'll
Oh,
right
it
after
might
this,
happen to
I'll
you.
turn
I'm saying
on.
it doesn't happen to me. So you've obviously signed up to some fucking
To
loyalty
what?
shit with them.
How? This is
I
definitely
don't
not
see
something
him
I would
signing
set
up.
up
I don't
for.
see him. Yeah, I know. I think it's
It's the
because
last
he
thing in
doesn't
the world
log
I would
in.
set up for.
He
So I don't
doesn't
know
log
what
in
the
as
hell-
much as
I
Swinny
don't know
does.
what it is. Yeah, maybe that's what
dynamic.
they do it to incentivize you
no.
dynamically to capture you to try
like
to keep
acquisition.
doing that
They,
daily.
they
like
have
Ackley.
heaps of
Yeah.
stuff like that in a sense. Okay, they've got the Microsoft loyalty thing. They've got Game Pass challenges. Like they've got all that
I
shit.
think it's the
but
Game Pass
none
challenges,
of that,
yeah.
None of that stuff like greets me as I turn my Xbox on.
No,
So
it's
I
not
don't know
as I
what
turn my
you've done.
Xbox. It's when I start playing a bloody game, and straight away
okay.
it's like,
we're
oh,
talking
it looks
about
like
something
you've
No,
You've
you've
started
done.
this-
You're confusing.
I'll record the screen.
You've signed on to something that
I
I
don't
have
recall
not.
signing. Maybe if people know what the hell is happening to me, please leave a comment. I will try to figure this out, and I'll take some screenshots after this.
Comment or like in the
Leave a
chat.
comment in the chat, or leave a comment on the clip that's playing.
Yeah,
Oh,
such a
actually,
boomer.
people want to see-
I love it.
I don't know.
I don't know if you.
Yeah, go on.
Were you going to say something about the? To finish that off.
No, we're gonna start moving on to the other topics.
No, I just wanted to just so I can't ignore the fact that fucking Ubisoft can go get fucked
Oh,
for
geez.
what they're
Sorry,
doing.
tonight.
For what they're doing.
Bash the
What are they
neighbor, let's bash
For
Ubisoft.
what they're doing to people with these older games, the fact that
Yeah,
with
that
their
sucks.
current way they're going to decommission the online, you cannot play the DLC for these Assassin's Creed, Far
Yeah.
Cry, and I think other games because it uses a server to authenticate that you have that DLC. It is
I hate that.
fucking bullshit. And I honestly, because I'd already planned to rant about Skate and to rant about the PlayStation controller, I didn't even think to put this as a segment. But man, like Ubisoft, you have to reverse course on that bullshit. That is so fucked.
They'll just make the DLC free and put it into the main game.
No, but you literally can't even play. No, like that's the thing. Like that will take more effort than them finding a way to do it, to make people not have to connect to a server to authenticate.
They don't make enough money to keep the servers alive, dude.
Are you sure?
I'm kidding. Obviously, I'm being sarcastic.
you-
I
if
mean,
you
actually,
own-
maybe I'm not sarcastic. Maybe
if
I
you
don't know how much
own the
money they make.
DLC
Maybe they're in a loss.
Every time you log up
Yeah.
those older games, it says checking for downloadable content. So even if you've got the DLC and you've purchased it,
That is
you
annoying
won't
as
be able to
hell.
access it. And these older ones now, they have released remasters of these games that aren't affected. So Assassin's Creed
Okay,
3,
cool.
Assassin's Creed 3, for instance, has the Tyranny of George Washington DLCs. In the new version, that's part of the remaster, so there's no
That's
issue
good at
there.
least, yeah.
But this is a really, now it's not the first one to ever do it, but this is a really bad sign for like the future of this kind of digital add-on content. It's really
That's
We've
what I always
been- we've
say,
been
man.
saying it.
I say
Dude,
about
I
Game of the
know,
Year
I
editions
know,
with all the
yeah.
DLC integrated
Yeah.
in it. I'm a
Yeah.
big believer in it.
Save for
Everyone's like
that.
shits on me for
But
it.
even-
But I think
even if you got like an Assassin's Creed bundle of this game, it still wouldn't work even back then. Like that's the point, is that it's still checking the server. That
I know, it's
'cause
bullshit.
what would it would
that's
do?
Not,
It
that's
would
not
give
right,
you.
Swinny, because Assassin's Creed 3, if you have it on PC, you can't install the DLC. If you have it on PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, you can get the DLC.
Well, that's not what their official.
I'm looking at the
support
thing. I'm
was
looking
saying.
at the
What is it?
updated article on it.
Well,
they're saying-
updated. So have they changed it since
No,
the original?
like, they're saying it was misunderstanding the way people were reporting it.
Well, there were specific quotes saying that will no longer be able to access DLC. So
Yeah, for PC mostly. It's mostly PC. It's
well, even
affecting-
if it's PC, it doesn't matter. Like it's still fucking.
No, but I'm saying my point is that's why I'm a huge believer in getting like these Game of the Year edition on PlayStation and Xbox and shit like that, because it's a physical thing you can install on your thing and it works, right? But
Yeah.
I, like
So it's
look,
less
I think that part
likely
of
to
it is
screw up,
total
yeah.
bullshit. I think the idea of like decommissioning servers and not having like online play, I wish there was a way that people could reverse engineer it, but it's like I think that's okay. I'm not like dying over that, but the DLC part, if it's like
Yeah.
standalone single player content, I literally think it's pretty wrong. Like they actually need to spend the money to make it like break the link. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like if it's an authentication thing, it's just an update then. So they need to spend the money on
Update
that
the
to fix
game,
that.
and
Yeah,
then-
it's
Because
ridiculous.
that's bullshit. Like I totally rail and disagree with other people who are going, oh no, this bullshit. They should have the servers online. How much does it cost? I'm like, are you serious? That shit costs so much money, and I bet these games, Silent Hunter 5. I bet if I actually check it, there's like 5 people playing it.
And I
Like,
think
calm down.
The
There's dozens
expectation
of us. Dozens.
when people go into multiplayer games like that, there is an expectation and understanding that look,
Yeah.
eventually this might not be available, but DLC,
But not the
people-
single player stuff.
Yeah,
Not the
exactly.
single
Single
player
player, nobody
Don't
would ever
touch
think
that.
that.
That's
you know,
fucking
so-
bullshit. That's where I draw the line. That's
Anyway,
fucking
sorry, I
bullshit.
needed to bring that up because I would be hypocritical because I'm a huge fan of that
That's true.
Assassin's Creed to not kind of call them out on that shit. So
The other, like we're spending way. So like I said at the start
we're
of
all
this
good,
segment,
we're all good.
we're spending like 20 minutes on the minute. But
yeah, the
Bandai-
show's 20
going
minutes
well.
for the swing.
Bandai Namco, their whole like ransomware, they've been hacked. We should call out, and again, people probably didn't even hear when you said it. So Bandai Namco has confirmed they've suffered a ransomware attack recently. We probably should do that each time we talk about these things. It's actually not Bandai Namco Japan. So that's like at least one good thing. It's all the subs around the world, which is a bad thing. I was looking at, because some of my favorite games are like worked on by Bandai Namco, like the dev teams, like as extra teams, like Smash Brothers Ultimate, right? Like I hate these leaks and I hate all the stuff, but man, sometimes they have good information that comes from these bloody leaks. And I'm like, holy shit, if they have some interesting stuff about Smash, like they could have like these are the potential, like characters that were maybe on the table or something. Who knows, right?
Yeah,
It's gonna be
the
fascinating. Man.
ransomware
Elden
part
Ring?
is the sucky part.
Oh, it's horrible.
I
horrible.
mean, I'm not condoning the hacking in itself. That's not cool. I get that, you can get some interesting information out of it, but the ransomware is the really horrible part, I reckon.
I think and what is also horrible, I haven't checked to see if there's been any updates, but I know initially they hadn't confirmed yet whether or not any player or customer data was actually part of that as well, because that's
Probably.
the thing that obviously impacts
Yeah.
anyone. I've got a Bandai Namco bloody account, so
Yeah, so do I.
We all do.
So yeah,
I have to say though, my thought on this though, I think if publicly traded companies get hacked for ransomware, it's almost like there's an international agreement where you get penalized if you pay the ransom, because if there's like a international perspective, you never pay the ransom, it means these attacks are gonna become like they're not gonna happen. The reason why they happen is because people pay the ransom all the time, right? And it actually incentivizes these groups. So solving the world's problems here. I wanted to raise this, Swinny. Konami are preparing to relist the Metal Gear Solid titles they delisted due to licensing issues, but it's still like impossible to get like Metal Gear Solid, the whole series, in a playable format on like modern consoles. It's crazy.
yeah. The best
PlayStation 3?
platform at the moment is
got that.
Xbox, in the sense that the backwards compatibility. But what you're missing with Xbox, you're obviously missing Metal Gear Solid 1,
Which
and you're
is
missing
massive.
Metal Gear Solid, and you're missing Metal Gear Solid 4.
PlayStation
So-
3 is the ultimate. Like, not that you can
No,
buy the games new.
current.
but yeah,
I'm saying
yeah, yeah.
current systems.
yeah.
I'm not sure exactly the PC side of things, but yeah, this is great.
Oh no, the PC ports are shit for a lot of the Metal Gear Solid
Yeah,
games, the
okay.
earlier ones. So yeah,
I really want them to release a new version of number 4, man. Like, that's the game that everyone's
Yeah.
like stuck on an old platform. It's stuck at
It's
30 frames a
crazy, isn't it?
second.
It's crazy, man.
Yeah.
And it just because like PlayStation 3, it's really odd the way it's all worked out. PlayStation 3 is the only place you can play all of the Metal Gear Solid games from the first to Metal Gear Solid 5,
Yeah.
right? But it's obviously not ideal, right? Like, obviously, Metal Gear Solid 1 to me is honestly, it'd be really hard to. It's instantly in the top 20 games of all time for me. Metal Gear Solid 1, and it's right up there. Like, that game is so important to me. I love that game so much. I would fucking eat up a remake of that game.
Ah, that'd be awesome.
Oh.
That's the one. So needs a remake.
And I'm a sucker. I probably would just end up buying if they started remaking all these games. I just like, all right, I'll fucking put me on a subscription. Like, I'll just go along on the journey. And it just seems so bizarre that they're not going to do it. Like, we still haven't heard anything about this remake supposedly that's happening about Metal Gear Solid. Yeah. Swinny, any
Well,
other stories?
No, I just want to say I think it's officially the worst one Min For The Swin delivery of all time, even though I just
thought it was
passed.
alright.
No, but I screwed
okay,
words
man.
up. I got a story completely wrong.
I think that's to your credit. You've done so many of these. They got like 20 little micro stories. I honestly think, because I checked this shit, I think that's the first time you've ever just completely botched it.
I think it is, but
Well, not even
you've been
completely, because
doing well.
technically
Don't-
Rumble
don't
Verse
misahand
is coming out on August 11. I think it might be August 12, by the way. I think it might be August 12.
Warner Brothers platform fighter Rumble versus.
I'm trying to give you some
man.
credit. I think
Oh,
it's
that's
like
hilarious.
the funny thing is, I actually think it's August 12th that it's coming out.
Man,
Oh,
how
okay.
many words have we spoken on this podcast again?
Over 2 million.
Over 2 million, and that's like the first real proper mistake you made. I think it's fine.
Oh, it's incredible. That's
88
what I was saying.
episode, It's
That's what I was
incredible.
saying.
You've done well.
Gamatsu was saying August 11th, but it's
Okay.
obviously talking about Rumbleverse. It's definitely
Yeah,
not
okay.
talking
There you
about
go. Okay.
multiverse.
Yeah.
So next segment, I'm looking forward to making a fool of myself.
All right, let's jump into now a rare oddity in the show, a special feature. So to end the show, we thought we'd take the time, as it's our 2-year anniversary. 2-year anniversary.
Wow, 2 years, man.
That is kind of crazy, actually, of the Bigwig and Gaming podcast. What a ride. What a ride it's been, Swinny. Let me get it set up. Mike is going to host the show. You're going to get yourself set up. We're all setting things up.
All right, I'm supposed to just entertain people.
So-
what?
No,
I
you're
just-
hosting.
yeah, I just want to just say, look, it's it's been a great 2 years. I look forward to doing this show every week. It takes a lot of work, but it's worth it to me. And I know that there's a lot of people out there that do appreciate the show, and we're going to do a quiz to celebrate it.
And we should say that
quiz, no less.
Mike and I have a terrible memory. We like. I think we both have a high attention to detail, but it's almost like if things don't have to be retained in our brains, we just dump them. Like even really important shit. My wife fucking hates it. So
I don't even know her name.
And no joke, I actually I was out today with our number one super fan Joe Jives at the show.
Oh, you're giving away information that we actually know him in person.
I got a top hat for the occasion, and then I didn't realize. Hey, wait. How the hell am I meant to put these headphones on the top hat?
You need these in-ear monitors like me.
And so unfortunately I'm not going to put that on, but maybe I've got it for the future. I need to get the in-ears, but yeah, I thought let's do a quiz.
Well, before you kick on, because you didn't give me a chance to. I also love doing the show. I don't feel like
who cares about you?
apart from like a little break when we dated other people, like it's been really fun. And like the way I explain it to people in real life, it's kind of like it's a good excuse to catch up. It gives a structure to kind of like, let's get together, chat about something, but it's like a fun time for it. Because I think if we didn't do that, we probably wouldn't like chat as much as we do because of the show. So it has been pretty awesome. But yeah, I'm looking forward to dominating Mike in the quiz.
So
No
Mike,
one wants my opinion on it.
yeah, I was about to say,
Mike.
I hate
Mike,
every minute of it.
2 years down. You weren't here from episode number 1, but
No,
I wasn't. What episode was I on from?
well, I'm not going to say.
No,
Who
no.
knows? That might-
I knew it. It was going to be one of the questions.
It might be a question. We don't know. Yeah, sorry, Mike. Go.
No, that was it.
That's all he was doing. He wasn't.
I
He's
wish.
just he's trying to get a cheap
didn't-
point that I can hear as well.
All right.
No.
So- All right. So we're going to do a super quiz. It's the first one we've ever done on the show. We've
Is it?
done, yeah,
Wow.
super like a quiz. Whereas, this is something in the past when I've done podcasts with certain people that we've
Damn.
do quizzes all the time. But I think there's just always so much to talk about on this show that just finding a spot for it.
Yeah.
But what
Actually,
it's gonna-
Swinny, we don't have time, so I'll need to wrap up the show. Sorry, I gotta go.
All right, that's it. I'm quitting the podcast. So we're gonna have. There's gonna be 10 questions.
Yep.
It is multiple choice.
Can I check? Do you have extra questions if there's a deal breaker? Or
I have a tie. I have a
Yeah, like that's gonna
tiebreaker,
happen.
Okay.
and it's a tiebreaker that should
be-
be
okay.
like it should. Yeah. Anyway, it
Alright.
should work as a tiebreaker.
Is there a consolation prize? Because
because
Yeah, the
you're gonna
consola-
win it.
The consolation prize is you kicked from the show. That's
Oh,
so this is
Joe
the battle royale.
Joe Jives,
Survivor.
bring Joe in.
So there's going to be 10 questions. They're going to split between 5 questions about the show and the hosts on the show, and 5 general gaming questions.
Oh shit!
And
I'm gonna suffer. I'm not gonna lose now.
I mentioned to you guys that trying to find questions that were fair to suit both of you is very hard. So I hope I found ones that you both have a chance of winning at the end. So yeah,
All right, let's go. Let's go,
Let's give it a
baby.
shot. So this is going to be a bit of a mess technically, hopefully.
No, it's not.
Hopefully.
Through the magic of Google Sheets.
All right. So what I'm actually going to do, you're not going to see the questions. I'm going to put them in there as we go.
Okay.
So, but
He does not trust us at all.
let's start this
love it.
quiz. All right. So question number 1. So I'm actually going to be pasting these over as I
Okay.
go.
And is it timed, or we just get to do we rotate? Mike go
All
first,
right.
and then I
So
go first.
what? Basically, you guys are going to give your answers, and I'll say what's right, and you get a point or not. And please don't do the boring thing of like I'm just going to say the same answer as for every question.
Well, but can we then you can go first, Mike. So for the first question, you go first. You do your answer, then we'll rotate.
All right.
but then you're just going to copy my answer.
You don't
which will be
know.
incorrect.
No, that's boring. All right.
Do we need-
No.
can we-
The winner, whoever's leading, has to answer first. Let's do that.
Okay,
that's a good
sure.
strategy.
All right. First
So I'll
question.
go first because I'm going to win.
When combined, all main episodes of the podcast total up to a...
C.
Mike, let me say the answers. A, 69 hours. B, 112 hours. C, 171 hours. And D, 197 hours.
So you're saying C, Mike?
And I will clarify, this is not counting any live streams, not counting any point episodes.
Oh,
It's
that's
just the
interesting.
88 episodes of the show.
Well, how do you know how long this one? Okay, if I get this wrong, I'm just going to extend this episode out.
Sorry, 87 episodes.
20 odd hours.
All right, so you said C, Mike?
I go C. Yeah, I'm gonna go C.
All right, I'll go D to make it interesting, as otherwise it's boring.
Okay.
Okay.
I think it's D though. I do think
The
it's D.
correct answer is 197 hours
Yeah.
and D. So
Good job.
Intergot gets.
I was thinking
whoops,
of changing
that's
it,
the
but then
wrong
I'm
one.
like, you know what? I'm
That's the wrong
sticking
one.
with it.
It's
No.
actually it's so sad how
That one,
much
that
it
one.
pleases me to win. I just gotta be real.
I put 69 hours just to see if Mike chose
Or
that.
you should have put 420 hours as well.
Come on. I'm dumb, but not that dumb.
All right, question number 2. So
Sad Kirby.
let's move down to this this weird cursed Kirby here.
Cursed Kirby.
Question number 2. How many videos on our channel contain the word
Oh.
amiibo in the
my
title? Of
God.
It's
the
at least
video?
12. Fuck me.
B, 16.
No, dude. The winner
Oh,
has
no,
to
you
go
go
first.
first. Sorry.
You
Yeah,
idiot.
go.
How many videos on our channel? We've got a lot of videos. A lot of videos.
Yes.
And you can't Google.
No, of course I'm
So-
not going to Google like an asshole.
It is literally any video. Let's say even if the main episode had the word amiibo in the title, it's counted as well as the clip.
Oh,
from it.
really?
It's
Oh.
just literally any video on the channel that has the word amiibo in it.
I'm going to say 28, man. I'm going to say 28. Mike?
B, 16.
16. The answer is C, 22.
Oh,
It was
one time I
either
didn't
C
see.
or D for me. It was either C or D. I'm glad you didn't go C.
22 videos. I actually was
Man.
scrolling down. I'm like, oh my God, like we did 3 stories on the Monster Hunter Stories amiibos or something like that. It was
That's awesome.
ridiculous.
So the score is 1 to me, 0 to Mike, right?
Correct.
What's
Correct.
with the golden...
That is a piece of corn, Mike. What do
Borden-
you think?
Oh, piece of
Don't get
corn.
Your
I-
dirty mind.
This is why I was saying, Swinny, that we need bigger images because it does look in the stream. It's like, so I can assure the viewers at home, they're very innocent. We have put naive angel mode on, and that is not. I'm blurring this image now.
You know, I just looked up like weird trophies. I found the corn trophy. I'm like, that's going in.
By the way, you know what is insane? I literally Googled funny trophies this week. Literally.
Wow.
Like
Wow.
that is weird. And there's some way more, R-rated ones than that one. So let's
Okay.
go.
Question number 3. What game won the biggest big week in gaming
Oh,
game
God.
of the year in 2020?
I think I know. Well, I have to go first, right?
So I'm not going to explain what that category was. Just think carefully. Think carefully.
So I go first. Yeah, Mike, you want me to go first? Maybe it's your choice.
Yeah.
It's your choice. You want to go first or you want me to go first?
I'm just going to go A.
I was going to go A as well.
A.
Hmm.
The answer is B. Control.
Really?
Huh.
Because the biggest
Wow,
big
really? Yeah.
We're
week
talking
in
about it so
game-
much, that's
Because we
right.
talked about it the
Every
most.
other episode we talked about
Yeah,
it.
that's right. I remember we talked about
Animal
it. Shit,
Crossing
time
won the biggest
Yeah.
big game of the year.
out. You bastard.
Not the biggest big week in gaming game of the year.
That's awesome, actually.
There's a reason
That
why
is
we
really good.
changed
Yeah.
I
the
back
category.
that. That's funny. That's funny. That's funny. So the score is
good.
1-0. in
I actually
favour of
realized
me.
I
Still,
did
I'm gonna
not
have to
say
question
for
four.
the audio listeners what the actual options were for that one.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
sorry.
you're doing a bad job hosting the quiz.
I know it's horrible.
And you got to say the score. I don't want to keep saying the score.
Well, it's 1 to Intergot and 0 to Mike. But we're
Beautiful.
only 3 questions down.
That's a pretty bad score, right?
All right. All right, Mike has splodge. Okay.
Yeah.
Question number 4. Make sure I got the right one. This one, you guys are just going to be like, what
That's
the hell
that's
on
his
this
cat
question?
name, by the way.
Which 3 characters/things are on the thumbnail
Oh,
of episode 53 named Half Mast? And the options are A. Ben from Full Throttle, a crying panda and Intergot. B is Rivet from Ratchet and Clank, Celine from Returnal, and Adam Jensen from Deus Ex. C. Celine from Returnal, Jesse from Control, and Jin from Ghost of Tsushima. And D. SpongeBob, Groose from Skyward Sword, and the Steam Deck.
So I'll say straight off the bat, I'm not cheating looking at my fight stick. Because it's actually printed on my fight stick. I remember reading Half-Mast. It was so crazy.
Oh, that's unexpected. That's unexpected.
Wait,
By the way,
so-
there's an Empire of the Sun song named Half-Mast. That's why they're there.
I'm going to say D.
I'm gonna say A.
You can say A. The answer is D.
Oh,
SpongeBob.
dude,
Bruce.
I think it's because I'd seen it recently, and I'm like, the
Damn,
Groose
good
image is
job.
so funny. There's something about it so funny.
And I cannot remember why it was called Half-Mast.
Yeah,
Maybe
I was
Mike
trying to
was talking
remember
about
that.
the Steam Deck, and maybe it's like I'm at half-mast or something. I don't know. It was funny. Anyway, this next one's going to be interesting.
Wait, score check.
It's 2 to Intergot. Oh, wait.
Yeah, that's right.
2 to,
Yeah,
2 to Intergot and 0 to Mike.
Beautiful.
Question number 5. Which Final Fantasy games did Swinny complete to meet his 2021 resolution?
God.
All right. A is Final Fantasy 1, 2, 5, and 10
Oh,
2.
fuck this.
B is 1, 3, 4, and 10 2. C is 2, 3, 5, and 12. And D is 2. I'm not finding out how to read this. 2, 4, 5, and 10 2.
Oh, this is going to kill me getting this wrong.
It wasn't 12, it was X2.
Well, don't talk out loud. You're going to disadvantage yourself, boy. But I would also know it's not 12.
A.
It's definitely X2.
I'm gonna go with A.
You go with A,
No,
okay.
I think it's... I think it's B or D from memory. I'm going to say D.
You're going to say D? What are you going, Mike?
Give me the D.
You going A, Mike?
No, hang on.
Oh, whoa, whoa!
Oh,
Panic
that wasn't
in
a
the
6,
disco.
so I read that as a 6, not a 4, so... Ooh. I'm gonna go B as well.
He went D.
Sorry, I'm going B.
I was keep with B. I think
You're going B and you're going D. Okay.
Wait, say the names. Intergot is going D. Mike is going B.
I'm going B.
Don't interrupt the host. The answer is D.
Yes!
Oh, damn, nice.
Final Fantasy
I used my
2,
deduction.
Very good, very good.
2, 4, 5, and 10 2. All right, so that's the
Oh.
show questions out of the way.
What's the score?
The score is 3 to Intergot, 0 to Mike.
I like how you're on nothing, Mike. That's awesome.
As expected.
It's so on brand.
Okay. Now these questions are general gaming questions, okay?
Oh, I'm gonna struggle.
Whatever,
game-
I have my cat and he loves me.
Gaming/gaming industry, right? Right, number 6. Cyberpunk 2077 on PS4 has a higher Metacritic rating than Harvest Moon 1 World for the Switch. True or false?
That's a good question. No
False.
way. No way it can be close.
False.
Wait.
And
Metacritic.
I will say
Can we
they
clarify this is critic score? Yeah.
Yeah,
Not
I
user
shortened
score.
it, but yeah, Metacritic score. I will say they're very close as well.
That's so bad that they're that close. Yeah, true. I'm saying. What did you say, Mike?
False.
Oh, okay, interesting. I'm saying true.
False. Okay. The answer is true.
Yeah.
Just by like 4 points.
That's
They're
bad.
both like in the 50s or something. Or like in the
50s.
or like 50s, 60s. They're both low anyway.
What a fuck up that was, man.
All right, so that's Indigot, you're on 4. Mike, you're on 0.
I love these images. Can you even win, Mike? Oh, you got to get all of them correct, and I get
Doesn't
0.
matter at this point.
It's still so you're saying there's a chance?
Okay. Question number 7. Whoops, that's not there. That's
Oh, now it's Swinny production
D.
issues.
D. It was D.
No, you changed the order just to screw you. That would be
How many-
awesome.
How many bosses are there in Dark Souls 1, excluding DLC? And in terms of bosses, they must have a named boss health bar, so they're official bosses, not the
This is bullshit.
not-
This is
anyway. I
This
won't
is a
comment.
mic question. This is a mic question.
I don't know that. I don't remember.
If
Man,
you don't
need
get
some
this,
help.
yeah, I know you need help, Mike. But
B. 29.
I'll go 31, but I genuinely thought it's 29. I feel like I've seen it on Vextra Life or whatever it's called. But yeah, I'll say 31.
Extra life.
Okay.
Extra Life, yeah, for Extra Life.
The answer is A. 22.
22, really?
22.
There you go, wow.
There's less than you think.
Named bosses.
Okay. So
Yeah, I didn't
Oh,
think
did
it
you
was
say
more
excluding
than
DLC?
yes.
I didn't read it properly.
Yeah, I didn't read that either. I would have picked 22 otherwise.
The DLC has, I think, like 4 bosses, so it wouldn't have gotten to 29 anyway. But
Okay. Pretty
All
close to
right.
29, though.
yes. All right. Next question, number 8.
Yep.
What was the most watched game on Twitch over the last 7 days? So the options are, I should have said the options last one as well. A, Apex Legends. B, League of Legends. C, Minecraft. Or D, Valorant.
I believe the answer is E. Who gives a fuck?
I say C, Minecraft.
Mike, E is not an answer. You have to give an official answer.
I
pick
know,
one.
no, I know. I'm thinking. Yeah, see, I was gonna say Minecraft, but I'll go something different.
Oh, I can say
I'm gonna
something different if you
go.
want.
I'm gonna go Apex Legends.
The answer is D, Valorant.
Valorant, really? Is there something going on with Valorant at
that?
the moment?
I don't know. It's just the stats say in the last 7 days, Valorant is the most watched game.
Okay.
Number 9. So 2 questions left, and at this point, Mike, I'm sorry to say, you can't win. So... But please,
alright.
please still put your heart into the remaining questions.
I've
Hey,
got my therapy.
We can do
cat
double
here.
or nothing, Mike, on the last couple of questions if you want.
Mike,
Sure.
do you... Okay, double or nothing. All right. Mike, do you recognize who's in that image there?
I don't actually.
That person.
I know who the last one is. Number 10 is.
All right. Number
yeah, but I don't know
9.
who number 9 is.
So we'll say this is
Lord-
worth 2 points. We'll say
Lord-
this is worth 2 points.
Lord
That's
Brit...
not Lord British, is it?
That's Richard Garriott.
Is it really
Lord-
Lord British? Wow.
Wow.
Lord British / Richard Garriott is working on a blockchain MMO inspired by Ultima. True or false?
Did you put this intentionally because you know Ultima is one of my favorite games, and then you just want me to hate this guy now?
true?
I feel like this might be
or-
true.
True or false?
I say false.
I say true then.
Nah, this is false.
The answer is true.
Is it?
Mike gets 2 points.
Oh, so wait, what's the score check? If it's
How
worth 2 points now.
Dare he? Wait, it's just on a blockchain. It's
Now it's not an
NFT, so
it's not an Ultima MMO, but they talk a lot about it being inspired by Ultima. So
What do you make
anyway,
of that?
so that was actually a story I read actually
wow.
from just early this year, and we didn't pick up on it at all. So
Oh,
that's,
see, that's why I thought, because I get all of my news from the podcast. I thought it was some other guy who was like, back in the day, you know, in this era, who is doing a blockchain thing, but it wasn't Lord British.
How old is that?
So what's the
photo
score
of
check?
him?
What's the score check?
Score check is 2 to Mike, 4 to Intergot.
Okay, so the next
So
one's
the
worth
next-
2 as well. Okay.
Next question is
Is
worth
that Tom York?
It does look like Tom York, the last one. It's
That is-
Lenny.
that
It's
is-
Lenny.
Limmy.
Limmy, sorry.
Okay, last question that could tie the game if Mike gets it right and Intergot gets it wrong is number 10. What is the name of the Greybeards Monastery on top of the mountain in Skyrim? Now, let me say the answers.
Shit.
Let me say the options first. A. Falkreath. B. High Hrothgar. Hrothgar. Never had to say that word in my life. C. Mistwatch. Or D. Winterhold.
Can I just say, these fucking questions are bullshit that you say that you're like, oh, I'm going to try to get ones that are like, Cyberpunk, never played it. Mike's played it. Dark Souls, played it a million
First of all,
times.
you don't need to play
It's
Cyberpunk
Skyrim.
to...
Skyrim,
Okay.
come on.
Indigo.
And then fucking Ultima. Did you change these questions?
Let me ask this: who's more likely to know the amount of hours our podcast total up to you or Mike?
Well, yeah, exactly.
No, you can do the
Way more
math.
likely
I
to
don't
that.
know. I don't know. I just did the maths.
Well, I did the
Okay.
maths as well, but then I
And you
figured
got
some
close, you
episode
got
are
close.
less than 2 hours.
Yeah, you got
some are more,
close.
so
That's a bad example. What is the name
Okay.
of the great? I've seen it, but I can't.
I feel like I can.
I have to go first.
I'm gonna go
otherwise-
B. Oh, sorry,
But
you go first.
you idiot. You got no advantage of doing that. No, I can go B, and it's like I know.
Well, I don't actually know.
You
I just
idiot.
have to guess one of them.
I'm gonna go B, just because he's a dummy.
Okay, it's A.
It's A.
No, okay, he locked in A. I'm going.
No, you said B. You said B as well.
Okay, fine. B it is.
I actually was gonna go with B.
I gotta look
I was
something in.
actually literally going to go with B.
So we're gonna have the same answer then, or do you want something different?
Well, I was
Can
meant
you
to go
guys
first.
just argue? Can you just argue a little bit longer? I'm just trying to bring something up. So
Well, we're not arguing.
I'm
I know
locking
the
in
ones
B.
it's not.
You can change it if you want, Mike. But I'm
No, I
locking
was
in B.
gonna lock in B. God damn it! All right,
No,
look,
but
I'm
you
just
were
gonna
dumb.
go A. Well, here's the thing, right? Exactly. So if I lock in B
You're
and
gonna
we're
lose.
both correct,
All right.
I can't win.
sorry, I was meant to have
So
a
there's no
page.
point locking in B.
I meant to have a page up just in the
Logically,
case of a
right?
tiebreaker, so I was just grabbing that. So
No, all good. So because I'm an
But
idiot.
wait, he's
that
making
means...
it sound like there is going to be a tiebreaker. Maybe I need to change my
no,
answer.
I just wanted it just in
just in
case.
case.
That's all, just in case.
So okay, so logically, if I pick B, it doesn't make any sense because I can't possibly win this, right?
But you
if
might
it's the
wanna be
correct
right.
answer.
You
If
might
it's
wanna
the
be
correct
right.
answer, I still can't win it. So I have to. There's a higher chance in me guessing something different. So I'm gonna go with A.
higher than 0. Yes, correct.
So, okay, Mike, how long did you play Skyrim without going to see the Greybeards?
Like 150 hours.
That's like awesome.
And you don't retain the name of what the... Okay, all right.
All right, I'm saying B. He's saying A. Is it?
Yeah, I have to say A because of.
It's either that or Winterhold, isn't it?
No, it's definitely not Winterhold.
All right.
Why are you helping him?
Well, because
know.
we already locked them in. We
No,
locked
Yeah,
Mike,
we've
I'm
already locked
saying,
it in.
why is Mike helping you?
We've already locked them in, so it doesn't matter.
No, I hadn't asked you yet. Is that your final answer? So, what is your final
He's now
answers?
pretending to be the host.
What is your final... Hey, I made this quiz. What did you do?
Okay,
I made this quiz. What did you do?
let's
Okay.
go with.
All right, come on,
Mike.
let's go. Let's go.
Mike, what's your answer?
Let's go C Mistwatch.
Whoa, wait. So we can change answers now.
Well, I'm asking now.
Am I allowed to change my answer? Is he locked in?
Yeah. Okay, you going C, Mike? Okay, what are you going into, guys?
C.
No, he can't. We have different answers.
Okay. Do you want the answer now? Is that locked in? You both C?
No, I'm gonna
He's
go
the
B
worst
now.
host. He's the
Okay,
worst
he's locked in
host.
No,
C. I go
I'm,
B.
I'm giving... This is drama. I'm
He's
like...
the worst host.
creating the drama. I'm creating the
I'm
drama.
locking in B, and it's too late because you
I
can't
lock in
change
B.
mine.
Okay.
I lock in B. I lock in B.
No, you can't have B.
No, you
You
already
go
locked in
A.
C. You locked
No,
in C.
wait.
and
Why does he get to change his answer? Why does he get to change his answer?
It's
Because...
a disadvantage.
Because the answer is high throat.
Fuck off. No. This is bullshit. How does he get to change his answer and I don't get to change my answer?
And that leads to the results of Mike on 4 and
This
Indigo
is
on 4.
bullshit. This is bullshit. This is a scam. You're the worst host ever.
Yes. That's why. I just wanted that result. Okay. So we got the tiebreaker.
And now he's
Okay.
going to be like, oh,
Tiebreaker. Okay,
fuck. What's Mike's favorite game? Let's make that the question.
Okay. The tiebreaker is. You might need to scroll down a bit because it's pretty long.
Oh, okay.
All
Yeah,
right.
that's what she said.
Where's the image?
Maybe a bit more.
Oh,
No
okay.
image,
Jesus,
this
how
one.
fucking big is this question? Come on,
All
let's
right.
paste it in, motherfucker.
I'm waiting. Okay. The last
waiting.
tiebreaker
That's the show
question
title. I'm waiting.
is. Which game won the most Game of the Year awards in 2009? So there's actually a lot of options here. And there are Assassin's Creed 2, Batman Arkham Asylum, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, Demon's Souls, Dragon Age Origins, Fallout 3, Left 4 Dead 2, Street Fighter 4, and Uncharted 2 Among Thieves. Now, I actually have, I know how many of each awards they won. So it's like, okay. So if you both get it wrong, whoever gets the one that had the higher amount of Game of the Year awards actually wins.
Oh.
So who gets to go first?
Can I just say, it's amazing how it's like A for A, B for B, C for C,
wow.
D for D, F for F. I was like, whoa, I thought you were doing it on purpose for a second. Hey, I'm the A. Wait,
who's
no,
gonna go first?
no, fuck that. You guys are making up the rules as we go. I'm just letting you cook now,
New rule,
motherfucker.
you're not allowed to answer anything.
You change your answer after the fact. That's bullshit. I always thought it was B, that last answer.
Sure.
I did. I said fucking B from the start. None of the other ones
Kept it as
resonated.
B.
I was going to change it to B. Anyway.
Okay.
All right,
I
you
have
go.
one. No.
What is your answer?
My answer is C.
I will go
Cool.
with C.
That's Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2.
Yeah.
You both going C? You're doing this? You're doing this?
Well, if I change it to something else, he's just going to change it to that. So what's the fucking point?
Can we?
Didn't I
can
say?
we-
Didn't I mention something? Don't
You
choose
did.
like the same answer. Like it's
So
boring.
it's not
Well, who
boring.
gets to go
Instructions.
first? Who gets to go first? Shouldn't I go first because he's caught up?
All right, Indigo, you can go
C.
first. Mike.
C.
All right, I'm going to end this then.
No. Hey, Swinny, can we do it a bit differently? Maybe we can say what do we think the top 3 are? Because you've got the numbers of them, right?
And then add the total
Oh
scores.
God, you're making me do maths on the fly. That's not a good sign. All right, well, but then you're going to choose the same top 3, you bastards.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't know how.
I don't know how this is going to work.
Because you both know fun at quizzes. You're both trying to game the system.
I'm not trying. I
it's just you're a
picked
bad
the
quiz
option
master.
First.
I put the mate the quiz. What did you do last night?
Hey, you should see the damage.
I haven't copied his answers. He's copying my answers.
I know, Mike. I know. That's why I threw you a bone on the last question.
Okay, I think the order of the top 3 is Call of Duty, Batman, Assassin's Creed. That's what I think the top 3 is.
Okay, Mike.
Okay, I think it's Call of Duty.
Yep.
Uncharted 2
Ooh, okay.
and Dragon Age Origins.
Whoa, okay.
Okay.
I'm going left field.
So
The
who's winning?
winner.
Who's winning?
The winner
Oh.
of
Oh,
the second anniversary super quiz.
I'm going to say
is
I'm the winner anyway.
Mike.
Fuck off. I'm the winner. I'm the winner. You guys robbed me with this
Ow.
shit.
Because Uncharted 2 was by far and away the highest amount of Game of the Year.
Really?
That got
Really?
115 Game of the Year awards, whereas the next best was 29, which is Batman Arkham Asylum.
Wow.
Which
So
I
even
got
if we
correct.
added-
What's third?
Is Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2.
We're
12.
kind of close.
No, 26. So regardless of how that added up, because Uncharted 2 is so
Yeah.
high. But
Damn.
I will say, Mike, that was a bit dodgy by me to award you that.
I like
I
how
was.
I like how
we are
Swinny
dealing with
pretends to be
Intercot,
a man of integrity. He pretends to be a man of integrity. He has no fucking integrity deep down. I am who I am. I'm honest to myself.
Yeah, you're honestly.
I'm an honest
lacking
cheater.
integrity
Exactly.
consistently.
I'm consistent. I'm not pretending to be something I'm not. He is. Well, I said B from the start of this fucking question. And then you said you didn't lock it in, so I was like, all right, I'm just gonna keep changing it.
You were only saying B because he was saying B, which is the annoying way to do quizzes.
Hey, you never
it'll list-
specified. You never specified. Oh,
I-
that was
I-
fun. That
I
was fun.
subtly said, "Please don't do that."
Well, no, that's relying on
Strategically,
the kindness of
him
strangers.
picking B made sense though, because he couldn't have possibly
Exactly.
lost.
Exactly.
So,
you didn't say
Mike-
the rules.
Mike is the official winner, whereas you're the spiritual winner.
I'm the real
I mean,
winner.
you can win if you want. I don't think
I'm the
a
winner
sole
in countback.
loser, so I'm happy to lose.
Mike
it.
had 0 points until I threw him a bone and said, let's double the points to try to get him in this game. It's boring
Whose fault
otherwise.
is that, huh? Whose idea was that?
Literally 0 points until question 9. And one that he goes, I think, who's that guy in the image? It's Lord British. So I'm not that worried. And it's Tom York in question 10.
Oh man!
This is Tom York.
Oh, that was
What it looks like Tom York.
not my finest quiz, but I hope you at least had fun.
that was
so.
good.
That was awesome. Thank
It's
you.
been a
That
fun
was
2
really,
years.
really cool.
We do need to do, I don't want to overplay this shit, but we do need to do something for the 100. The 100's coming up.
Yeah. So I
It's,
think that's the big
3
milestone
months,
for
3
us.
months away. I can't believe we got to 100, but I can kind of believe it, but it's still kind of crazy.
We're not there yet. A lot can happen in 3 months.
You know what?
That is true.
Sounds like you're saying one of us is going to drop dead or something.
I didn't say that.
If one of us does die, we should mention it in the eulogy.
Yeah.
Say he was going to get to 100 podcast episodes and he didn't make it.
Man, I tell you what, after me being like so angry throughout this episode at Ubisoft and EA with Skate and
Swinny rant. It's Swinny rant.
PlayStation, I needed that laugh at the end to bring it back. So thanks, guys.
That was brilliant. Thanks,
All right.
Vinny.
Next week's show. Oh, I gotta press the button. Next week's show, we've got Power Wash Simulator.
Yeah, because we're all gonna play it.
My friend Peppa Pig. I've
Game of
actually
the
played
year.
these. Can we play Power Wash Simulator co-op?
Yes.
3
Oh,
people or just
okay.
2 people?
You can.
No, but
will
are
we?
we? Oh, fucking.
Wait, how many
arsehole.
people though? If you
Fucking
can do 3
arsehole.
people, I
No,
want to do
4.
it.
It's like 4 or
It's
6
4?
or something. 4 or 6.
I would love to play that co-op because I
Same.
tell you what,
I want to see what it's like.
playing that game solo from one level for 2 hours, it's a very lonely experience.
Well, I feel like it's like Mechanic Simulator. It's a you put on podcasts and stuff.
I think we should play
Like,
it all, and
We
that'll
should
be
stream
the
it.
feature
We
game
should
next
stream
week.
it.
We should stream it.
You just
yeah.
want to stream everything.
I'm happy to stream. I'm not afraid to stream.
I'd be cool to stream that. Yeah.
Joe, and
Oh,
maybe
man.
some other people can join us.
Joe would probably do it.
Actually, let's do that. If people come on the
Franz-
stream and they want to
Francois
join
would
in,
play.
we'll figure out a way to add them. I don't know how that actually works, but
Yeah, we'll see
Let's
how
see.
it works.
I don't know. Because I think, can you do 6 people in this Power Wash Simulator?
I don't know.
Power
I was
Wash.
surprised to know it even had co-op.
I saw that when I started playing the game. I'm like, holy shit, you can play this with other people? That's awesome. For some reason, I thought it
Yeah,
was
up
6
to
bits.
up to 6. Yeah.
All right. If we're streaming and people want to join in, we should do that. That'd be actually hilarious. All right, and my friend Peppa Pig, I've played a bunch of that game.
We should play that 6-player co-op too.
Unfortunately, it doesn't work
Can
like
you?
that.
Oh,
No,
damn.
no. It's all solo. It's all solo. All right, that's enough for this episode. Bye bye.
Awesome.
See ya.
Thanks, peeps.